MC Pokémon, I can get a hundredfold return. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 126, The Three Half-Finished Holy Beasts, The Battle Outside the Temple. Luohu, the leader of the raid team, saw the three sacred beasts appear, and the smile on his face grew deeper. Indeed, that rumor was fulfilled by him. Legend has it that in Philoe Temple there is the power left behind by the Phoenix King, and it has the ability to bring Pokémon back to life. In the Chengdu area, there is such a legend. The three sacred beasts were originally just three ordinary Pokémon. Due to the fire caused by the bell tower, these three Pokémon were burned to death. Because they died at the Phoenix King's sacrificial site, the light of the Phoenix King resurrected the three Pokémon. Thus they transformed into the now legendary Fire Emperor, Lord Sui, and Lord Thunder. Since then, they have also been called the Three Sacred Beasts and the Phoenix King's Guard. Based on the appearance of the three sacred beasts, it is speculated that the three Pokémon resurrected by the Phoenix King are most likely Fire EV, Lay EV, and Water EV. Of course, this is just a guess. In order to verify this guess, he specifically searched through a large number of records and spent several years looking for the three most qualified EV and letting them evolve into Water, Fire, and Leeb. Now, the scene before him clearly told him that this guess was correct. Suicune, Entry, and Thunderlord, please help me rule the Philoe region. Luohu laughed, took out three high-level balls from his pocket, and threw them at the three Pokémon. Because these three Pokémon were subdued before, even though their Pokémon balls exploded. However, it is relatively easy to conquer them. The three high-level balls took them in, and were basically conquered without any struggle. Luohu let out a laugh. However, at this moment, a ponytailed girl suddenly entered the hall. Charge team. So you did all this? Hinata looked at the charge team members standing in the hallway, her face a little ugly. At this moment, she also realized that everything that happened before was the fault of the Chan team. Luohu frowned, turned around and looked. When he saw a 17 or 18-year-old girl, he immediately sneered, not bad. From now on, I, Luohu, will become the king of the Philoe region. Little girl, surrender to me. King. 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 The members of the charge team shouted excitedly, as if their leader was the king of Philoe. Charge team, your conspiracy will not succeed. Hinata, the ponytailed girl, took a deep breath and said firmly, if you don't know what's right, then get rid of her. Luohu sneered, a coldness in his eyes. Hearing this, the members of the charging team surrounded Hinata. Not good. Seeing this situation, Hinata's expression changed, and there was a hint of panic in her eyes. She has been protecting this mountain range for the whole year. Although she has encountered many difficulties, she has never seen a situation like the current one. In the temple, there were more than 20 members of the attack team, and Hinata felt tremendous pressure. Seeing them surrounding them, Hinata quickly ran towards the outside of the temple. Do you want to run? Chase. Seeing the girl running towards the outside of the temple, the team members chased after her with a smile. However, just as they ran out of the temple gate, a purple energy wave was shot out. Before the members of the charging team could react, they were hit by this energy wave and fell to the ground instantly, losing consciousness. Hinata, who originally ran away, was also stunned and then saw the Tanabata bluebird in the air. Tanabata bluebird? Did you break free? Seeing the Tanabata bluebird, Hinata's face showed a hint of joy. At this moment, the leader of the charging team and the four main carters also came out of the temple. When the leader Luohu saw the Chinese Valentine's Day bluebird in the air, a surprised expression appeared on his face. Oh, is there any helper? It's just a Chinese Valentine's Day bluebird. Kill it for me, said the leader Luohu. Yes. When the four main carters heard this, they responded and then chased the Pokémon away. Four white lights flashed, and the fire-breathing camel, the Leaf King, the giant pincer mantis, and Bangjira appeared in front of everyone. As the main leaders of the charging team, the four main carters are quite strong. Their main Pokémons are all at levels 52 to 55. Tanabata Bluebird, stop the conspiracy of the rushing team. They want to dominate the Philly region. Seeing this situation, Hinata's expression changed, and he quickly shouted at Tanabata Bluebird. The Kixie Bluebird chirped, indicating that it understood, and then a Dragon Wave was launched again, shooting towards the 4 Pokémon. However, this attack was quickly dodged by the 4 Pokémon. Then, the 4 Pokémon launched an attack on the Kixie Bluebird. Although Kixie Bluebird is one of the 3 overlords of the Cyclamen Mountains, it is still a bit difficult to fight against these 4 Pokémon that are slightly weaker than it. After persisting for only a while, the Kixie Bluebird was at a disadvantage under the combined attack of the 4 Pokémon. Seeing that Tanabata Bluebird was about to be defeated, Hinata also had an anxious expression on her face. Boom. The Kixie Bluebird was hit by the rock avalanche in Bangela and immediately fell from the air. The attacks of the other 3 Pokémon also followed. Seeing this, Kixie Bluebird was about to fall under the siege of these 4 Pokémon. At this moment, something unexpected happened. Bang, bang, bang. I saw a huge tremor coming from the mountain forest not far away, and the dense jungle was directly split apart. A huge figure rushed towards the temple. Roar. And there was a fierce roar in the sky. A jet of flames fell from the sky, interrupting all the attacks of these Pokémon. The other 2 overlords are here. Seeing this scene, the girl Hinata also showed a hint of joy in her eyes. She didn't expect reinforcement to arrive. Presumably it was the 3 rays of light just now that attracted them. In less than a moment, the other 2 overlord level Pokémon in the Cyclamen Mountains, Charizard and Kirby, also appeared in front of Team Charge and others. Leader Luo, who frowned when he saw Charizard and Kirby coming to support him. Quickly kill them. The 4 main Carders nodded, and once again released the other Pokémon they were carrying. In an instant, a war broke out, 12 Pokémon versus 3 overlords. From the start of the battle entered a fierce stage. Although the Pokémon of the 4 main Carders of the charging team are somewhat different from these 3 overlord level Pokémon in terms of strength, but it makes up for it in quantity. Thus, for a while, the fighting situation was somewhat stalemate. However, this situation did not last long. The 3 overlord level Pokémon relied on their excellent strength and rich experience to quickly take the upper hand. Soon after, the Pokémon of the 4 main Carders fell under the attack of 3 overlord level Pokémon. The 4 main Carders looked at the fallen Pokémon with extremely ugly expressions. They also did not expect that these 3 overlord level Pokémon would be so difficult to deal with together. HMPH. A bunch of losers. Seeing that his men were defeated, the leader Luo, who looked a little ugly and cursed. The 4 main Carders lowered their heads at this moment, not daring to look at their leader. Go. Sui Lord. Entry. Thunderlord. Kill them all. Leader Luo, whose eyes flashed coldly, and he threw out 3 high-level balls. In an instant, the figures of the 3 holy beasts appeared in everyone's eyes. When the girl Hinata saw the figures of the 3 holy beasts, her eyes suddenly widened with disbelief on her face. How is this possible? The 3 holy beasts are the Phoenix King's guard team. How could they help Team Chan? As soon as Sukyun, Entry, and Reikao appeared, they launched an attack on the 3 overlords. Due to the previous battle, the consumption of the 3 overlords was very great. There is no match for the 3 holy beasts. Thus, he soon fell to the ground dying, with no ability to fight again. Charizard, Tanabata Bluebird, Kirbyman? The girl Hinata exclaimed, with an anxious look on her face. Haha, Sui Lord, Entry, and Thunderlord, use the final attack on them. Leader Luo, who ordered with a sneer. Hearing the order, the 3 holy beasts roared, and then launched their final fatal attacks on the 3 overlords. The 3 overlord level Pokémon were completely powerless at this moment, and there was no way to avoid them. He could only watch helplessly as the 3 holy beasts attacked violently. However, just as the attack of the 3 holy beasts was about to hit the 3 overlords, there was another roar in the sky. Then, a faint voice reached everyone's ears. Charizard, Dragon's Wrath, stop its attack. There will be 2 updates for today, and 1 update will begin tomorrow, May 1st. Chapter 127. Your conspiracy will never succeed. I saw a bolt of fire fall from the sky, and the attack of the 3 sacred beasts was instantly interrupted. How is this possible? Seeing that the attack of the three sacred beasts was interrupted by a jet of flames, Luohu, the leader of the attack team, was also shocked. He stared in horror at the Pokémon leaping into the air and suddenly his heart sank. Another fire-breathing dragon? At this moment, Zacian was sitting on the back of the fire-breathing dragon. He looked at the people below and said with a smile, "I guess it's not too late, right? It's you?" The girl Hinata exclaimed after seeing Zacian, a hint of surprise in her eyes. Zacian let the fire-breathing dragon land, landing beside the girl Hinata. "Why are you here?" the girl Hinata asked. "I'm also curious about what happened, so I came to take a look. But I didn't expect things to seem a little interesting." Zacian looked at the members of the team running in front, a smile on his face. He was still a little surprised. He didn't expect that these people would actually summon the three sacred beasts. However, what makes him a little confused is that although the three sacred beasts are only the third echelon of divine beasts, their level is still around level 70. The level of the three holy beasts in front of me is level 63, which is much lower than that of the three holy beasts, normal holy beasts. Moreover, judging from the fact that the fire-breathing dragon interrupted their attack with just a flame-spraying movement, the strength of these three holy beasts is not too high. Zacian really can't figure it out. Why are the three holy beasts in front of him so weak? Who are you? Luohu, the leader of the charging team, had a gloomy face and looked at Zacian. Zacian smiled lightly and said lightly, "Me. Just a trainer passing by." "Trainer? Are you from the Sinnoh region?" There are very few trainers in the Philae region, and hunting curses are used instead of Pokémon balls to capture Pokémon. Of course, using the hunting cursor can only borrow the Pokémon's abilities once. After use, they will be released. The closest to the Philae region is the Sinnoh region. Luohu once visited the Sinnoh region, where he obtained a large number of Poké Balls and assembled the charge team. Therefore, the charge team does not rely on hunting cursors to conquer Pokémon, but on Pokémon balls. In the eyes of the people, they use Poké Balls to enslave Pokémon, and are called heretics. This is why the Stormtroopers have become the most evil organization in the Philae region. This is why people do not understand that Luohu, the leader of Team Chang, plans to dominate the Philae region and become its king. Hearing this, Zacian did not refute, but only smiled lightly. Seeing this, Luohu's face was extremely gloomy, and he said coldly, "Anyone who stops my goal will die." Sukyun, Yandi, Lord of Thunder. And the power of water, fire, and thunder in his body exploded, and a fierce aura rose into the sky. Zacian's expression didn't change at all. He smiled lightly, and immediately threw out two Pokémon balls again. In a flash of white light, the figures of biting land shark and intelligent frog appeared in front of everyone. "You are indeed a trainer from the Sinnoh region." The coldness in Luohu's eyes became more and more intense. Biting land shark is a quasi-god in the Sinnoh region, and one of the unique Pokémon in the Sinnoh region. Although there may be other regions, the most representative one is the Sinnoh region. Therefore, Luohu was already certain that the trainer in front of him was from the Sinnoh region. Charizard, biting land shark, Koga ninja frog. Hot wind, sharp stone attack, flying water shuriken. Zacian directly ordered. Then, war broke out instantly. 6 powerful Pokémons collided fiercely. Suddenly, outside the Philae temple, there was lightning and thunder. Water covered the golden mountains, and fire soared into the sky. Although the strength of these three holy beasts is relatively weak, it still takes some effort to deal with them. However, as time passed, these three holy beasts gradually fell into a disadvantage. This is impossible. The three holy beasts are the strongest. Seeing that his three holy beasts were on the verge of defeat, Luohu's expression also changed severely, and his face was full of horror and disbelief. With the help of the power of the legendary Phoenix King, the 3 summoned holy beasts are already considered the strongest existences in the Philae region. At this moment, a passerby pushed him to the ground and rubbed him. Luohu was dumbfounded, as if the world had collapsed. After the fight, Zacian also discovered that the state of these 3 holy beasts was very bad. Formless but soulless. There simply isn't a force as powerful as the legendary Pokémons. Furthermore, although the power of fire, water, and thunder erupted from them was enormous, but it was only for a short period of time. As time passed, the power that these three holy beasts could exert gradually became limited. It seemed to be gradually dissipating. In less than a moment, these three holy beasts fell to the ground and lost their ability to fight under the joint attack of the fire-breathing dragon, the biting land shark, and the Koga ninja frog. As they fall, their strength is exhausted. Immediately afterward, the shape of their bodies suddenly changed, and even in a state close to death, the painful expressions on their faces could be seen. Then, something surprising happened to Zarshan. I saw that the bodies of the three holy beasts continued to shrink as the power of water, fire, and thunder completely dissipated. Water Ibrahimovic, Fire Ibrahimovic, and Ray Ibrahimovic also appeared in Zarshan's sight. It turns out that these three sacred beasts are pseudo-sacred beasts, and their original bodies are actually these three forms of Ibrahimovic. Seeing these three forms of Ibrahimovic, Zarshan was stunned for a moment, with a surprised expression on his face. Then he looked at Philae Temple and suddenly remembered that there was a legend in Philae Temple. Legend has it that in Philae Temple, the power of the Phoenix King was left behind, and the accessories that can resurrect Pokémon and give them a new life seem to be sacred ashes. Thinking about it, these three forms of Eevee should have used sacred ash to transform them into the appearance of the three sacred beasts. However, Zarshan remembers the function of this sacred ash. Shouldn't it restore the health of all Pokémon in the Pokémon column and restore abnormal conditions? Could it be that, because of the special secret realm, the effect of the holy ash is closer to the anim setting? Thinking of this, Zarshan also felt a little curious and wondered if there were holy ashes in Philae Temple. How is this possible? How could the three holy beasts be defeated? This is impossible. Luo who looked at Ibrahimovic who fell to the ground and transformed into the form of water, fire, and thunder again. His face was dull. It seemed like he suffered a great blow because the three holy beasts were defeated. Thinking about it, after all, he spent several years and all he did was summon these three holy beasts. But now all the efforts were in vain. Not only did the three holy beasts fall into the hands of a passerby trainer, they also lost their power and returned to their original form. Of course, from another aspect, Pokémons that rely on external forces cannot be truly powerful. Although with the help of the sacred ashes left by the Phoenix King, water, fire, and thunder Libu became the three sacred beasts. But these powers are only temporary and can only be half-finished products. Without the power of a true divine beast, it is destined to be defeated. Moreover, even if the three true sacred beasts appear in front of Zarshan, they may not be Zarshan's opponent. With Zarshan's current strength, plus the power of the evolution cornerstone and mega evolution in hand, it is not a simple matter to deal with a divine beast. Luo who looked at the three water and fire Libu on the ground with a dull face, knelt on the ground, and muttered to himself, "This is impossible. The three sacred beasts will not fail. I have not yet ruled the Philae region. The three holy beasts will not fail. How could a beast fall like this? This is a lie. This is all a lie." The preparation fell into nothing in an instant. If you encounter this kind of situation, I'm afraid you won't be able to recover, right? Leader? The remaining four cadres of Team Chang Chang also looked at Luo with worry on their faces. However, Luo seemed to not hear him at all and continued to be immersed in his own world. At this moment, the little girl Hinata suddenly walked forward and spoke loudly. Her words were righteous and resounding. "You cannot rule the Philae region. Even with the help of powerful Pokémons, you cannot rule the Philae region, and you cannot become the king of the Philae region. As long as the people of Philae region live together with the Pokémons and our rangers protect this place, your conspiracy will never succeed. Evil can never defeat justice." Chapter 128 The incident ends. Rainbow Feather. The words of the little girl Hinata reached the ears of Luo, the leader of the charging team, and beat his soul like a drum in the evening and a bell in the morning. It completely shocked him, and his absent-minded eyes slowly returned to reality, and he muttered to himself, "Evil really can't defeat justice." Zarshan, who was at the side, heard these somewhat foolish words, and the corner of his mouth twitched slightly. Will evil never be able to defeat justice? This is probably not possible. History is rewritten by the winning side, and only the winner can determine the definition of things. Who is to say who is evil, and who is righteous? Just like Team Rocket, the largest evil organization in Kanto, it is undeniable that they have done some evil things, snatching other people's Pokémon, capturing legendary Pokémon, and even using Mew's genes to clone Pokémon like Mewtwo that shouldn't exist. However, for most civilians, it doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong, nor does it matter who rules. What's important is a stable life. Although the Elf Alliance is only on the surface, there are also some evil people who do evil things in secret. Where there is light, there is darkness, and the darkness can never be eliminated. However, this has nothing to do with Zacian. He is just a player, and everything he has experienced is just the plot of the game. At this moment, bursts of whistling suddenly came from the distant sky. Immediately afterward, several figures dressed in the same uniform as the girl Hinata flew towards Field Temple on a flying Pokémon. They are members of the Ranger Alliance who came here specially after seeing the strange phenomenon at Field Temple. It's from the charging team. When they saw the members of the charging team standing outside Field Temple, their expressions suddenly changed. However, when I saw Aluohu, the leader of the attack team, kneeling on the ground with a disappointed expression, I felt a little confused. What's going on? Then, everyone landed on the flat ground outside the Field Temple and walked over to the Hinata girl's side. Hinata, what's going on? Everyone asked in confusion. The Hinata girl told the Ranger Alliance members everything that had happened earlier. After hearing the Hinata girl's explanation, everyone was filled with indignation. The accused team still doesn't repent. But fortunately, their conspiracy failed this time. If the accused team's conspiracy succeeds, it will probably be a great disaster for the Philae region. The ranger leader walked up to Zacian and said, "Young man, thank you for your help, stopping the attack team's conspiracy and saving the Philae area. This is what I must do. By the way, what are you going to do with those people?" Zacian asked curiously. "We'll imprison them and keep them under strict supervision to prevent them from destroying the stability of the Philae area again. As for their Pokémons, we'll choose to release them. After all, the responsibility does not lie with these Pokémon. They are all ordered by the evil Storm team. We will also intensify our efforts to attack the remaining forces of the charge team." He wanted to see if there was anything else left behind by the Phoenix King in the temple. Passing through the periphery of the ruined temple, Zacian entered the Philae Temple. Arriving inside the temple, what appeared in front of Zacian's eyes were murals engraved with the legend of the Phoenix King. In the center of the temple, there are 3 pillars. Below the pillars, there is a stone platform, and this is where Ahu summons the 3 false holy beasts. Zacian came to the stone platform and searched, and suddenly a message appeared in front of his eyes. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining the Sacred Ash X1 left behind by the legendary Pokémon Phoenix King. 100-fold bonus. Obtain Sacred Ash. All killed Pokémon recover all their HP. Sure enough, it is just as I thought. The charging team used the Phoenix King's Sacred Ashes and cooperated with these 3 pillars to transform water, fire, and thunder into the 3 sacred beasts. Seeing this reminder, Zacian smiled in his heart. But, are there only accessories like Sacred Ash in this temple? Zacian's eyes searched the temple again. After going around the stone platform, Zacian finally found a secret door behind the pillar, and there was a button next to it, which seemed to be a switch to open the secret door. Zacian lightly pressed the button, and then a click was heard. The secret door behind the stone platform suddenly opened. Zacian's eyes flashed, and then he walked in. This dark room is not very big, only about 10 square meters. In the center of the dark room is a box. Zacian walked to the box and opened it. Inside was a radiant feather. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining the special accessory, Phoenix King's Feather, with 100 times the benefit. Phoenix King's Feather has been upgraded to Rainbow Feather. I didn't expect that there would be a Phoenix King's Feather stored here. Zacian was also a little surprised, and then he fixed his gaze on the Rainbow Feather, and its information appeared in front of his eyes. Rainbow feather, a mysterious feather that radiates the brilliance of rainbow colors. Anyone who sees the Phoenix King will become a rainbow warrior. In this case, we should be able to find the Phoenix King with this rainbow feather, right? Zarshan smiled lightly and thought to himself. He remembered that Pokémon the movie Itzu. In Zaros he has a rainbow feather. Furthermore, on the way to find the Phoenix King, he encountered the 3 true sacred beasts and the shadow guide Mishadow. Finally, Zaros he met the Phoenix King on Shine King Mountain, passed the Phoenix King's assessment, and became the rainbow hero. In this case, with this feather, you might be able to meet 5 legendary Pokémons. Suicune, Entei, Raikou, Mashada, and Ho-Oh. In this case, Zarshan will become a beastman. However, this is already happening in the future, and now he is still in this special secret realm in the Philae area. I still don't know what method I should use to leave and return to the Pingding Mountain terrain. Originally, he wanted to find the Flame Bird altar, but now that he found this special secret realm, he had no choice but to put the matter aside. Putting the rainbow feather into his backpack, Zarshan walked out of the Philae temple. Arriving outside the temple, all the members of the charging team were controlled by the rangers. They were planning to call the Alliance headquarters and send a transport helicopter to take them all back to the Alliance headquarters for detention. At this moment, the girl Hinata also walked over, looked at Zarshan with a smile, and said, "Thank you for your help just now. If it weren't for you, the Philae area would probably be in danger. You're welcome. No matter who it is, the trainers will help when they encounter this kind of thing." Zarshan said with a smile. "By the way, I still don't know your name. Can you tell me your name?" the girl Hinata asked. "You can call me Kai." Zarshan replied. "Are you naked? Okay, I understand." The girl Hinata nodded. Then, she continued, "I think this is your first time coming to the Philae region. Although our Philae region is not big, with only 4 cities, there are some places worth visiting. It's a quest, so I can't accompany you to visit the Philae area. I happen to have a map of the cities in the Philae area. I hope it can be useful to you." Then, the girl Hinata took out a map from her body and handed it over. "It's summer. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining the special accessory, Philae City Map, with a 100-fold benefit. Philae City Map has been upgraded to Holographic Map of Philae Region. At this moment, another message appeared in front of Zarshan. Ding. Congratulations to the player for triggering the special quest, Exploring Philae Area. Do you accept the mission? Accept. Zarshan was a little surprised. He didn't expect a mission to appear at this time, but he thought it should be the mission of this special secret realm. As long as he completes this task, he should be able to return to the Pingding area. After Zarshan put away the map, he thanked the little girl Hinata. Immediately, the fire-breathing dragon was released and flew towards the outskirts of the Cyclamen Mountains. According to the guidance of the holographic map, the closest town to the Cyclamen Mountains is Dangying Town. In the summer, I plan to go to Dangying Town first. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 129 Purple Forest, Jungle Maze Plot. It didn't take long for Zarshan to arrive at Dangying City, a city in the north of the Cyclamen Mountains. Dangying City is not a very big city. Because the terrain is not very flat, the buildings are scattered in height. However, there are no Pokémon centers or Pokémon shops in the cities in the Philae region, but only ranger centers. Zarshan arrived at the ranger center and took a look around. The person who greeted him was Alida, the captain of the ranger center in Dangying City. She is a female elf ranger, around 26 or 27 years old, and a royal elder sister. In the eyes of many people, she is a cold and hard beauty, but she is actually extremely warm inside. The reason why she did not go to work at the Rangers Union headquarters was because she could not let go of the seniors who lived here. The incident of stopping the raid team's conspiracy in the Cyclamen Mountains the previous summer has spread throughout the entire Ranger Alliance. Because of this, Alida is quite excited about the summer. Next, Alida took Zarshian around the entire Darngying town. Zarshian's mission also showed a mission completion rate, which had reached 10%. Seeing this, Zarshian also understood that this task probably requires players to travel around the entire Philae region. This is equivalent to a chart execution task. Thinking of this, Zarshian already had a plan in mind. After bidding farewell to Elder, Zarshian continued to advance on the Charizard. His next target is Chunlin Town. The locations of the 4 towns in the Philae region are like a cross. To the north is Darngying Town, to the west is Chunlin Town, to the south is Xiamen Island, and to the east is Kyulu Town. Between Darngying Town and Chunlin Town, there are also North Road, Zhanghan Tunnel, and Lilac Forest. In fact, there is nothing better on the North Road. It is just a main road leading to Darngying City, so Zarshian flies directly over the North Road. As you pass through these areas, the quest progress bar also increases to 12%. After reaching the Saffron Tunnel, Zarshian let Charizard land. It took Zarshian more than an hour to go through the entire Saffron Tunnel. During this period, he also subdued a level 37 Big Mouth baby in the tunnel, and his grades were quite good. At the same time, Zarshian healed all the Pokémons in the team, then put the Big Mouth baby into the PC, and took out the Pikachu that he had forgotten in the PC. After doing this, Zarshian got on the fire-breathing dragon again, and flew towards the Lilac Forest. After entering the Lilac Forest, Zarshian retrieved the fire-breathing dragon, and walked along the forest path. Not long after entering the forest, Zarshian suddenly encountered a man. When the man saw Zarshian, he quickly stepped forward and asked anxiously, "Excuse me, have you seen a proud swallow?" Zarshian shook his head and said, "Sorry, I didn't see a proud swallow. I just entered the Lilac Forest." That's right. After hearing this, the man also had a look of disappointment. Seeing this, Zarshian's eyes flashed, and he asked curiously, "Excuse me, do you need help? Perhaps it's some kind of hidden mission. My name is Sekin, and I live in the Lilac Forest. When I woke up this morning, my arrogant swallow was missing. I've been looking for it for a long time, but I still haven't found it. I almost panicked to death," the man said anxiously. "Then let me help you find the arrogant swallow. It just so happens that I want to take a stroll in the Lilac Forest too," Zarshian said with a smile. "Really? Thank you so much. If you find my proud swallow, you can come see me at the house on the west side of Lilac Forest. I'll live there," the man said in surprise, with gratitude on his face. Ding. The player triggered the quest, finding Guan Zhen's lost proud swallow. Do you accept the quest? Accept. So, Zarshian and Guan Zhen went to find the proud swallow separately. Speaking of which, this quest is very similar to the story of finding Pokémons in the Pokémon series that I played in the summer. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver we look for the green onion duck, and in series like Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire we look for the long-winged seagull. In this case, the proud swallow should not escape from the Lilac Forest. As expected, as Zarshian expected, when he entered the depths of the Lilac Forest, a maze-like jungle appeared in front of his eyes. And now, in the center of the jungle maze, there is also the figure of Guan, with a name tag hanging on it that says Guan General. This proud swallow is obviously Guan Zhen's Pokémon. This proud swallow seemed to be searching for something at the moment, and kept looking around. Seeing this, Zarshian walked over directly. However, this alarmed Guan. He looked back, and saw that it was a strange human being. He quickly spread his wings, and flew towards the other side of the jungle maze. Zarshian was also a little speechless. It seems that this plot is the same as the one in the Pokémon series. This proud swallow must be caught. After thinking about it, Zarshian planned to first go through the entire jungle maze, and take in the panoramic view of the entire maze. Only in this way can we formulate a plan to catch the proud swallow. Later, Zarshian walked along the path of the jungle maze. It didn't take long for Zarshian to traverse the entire jungle maze. Of course, the proud swallow is also alert enough. Whenever Zacian comes close, it will immediately fly away. This situation also gave Zacian a headache. What bothered him the most was this kind of plot. Fortunately, Zacian also figured out all the paths in the jungle maze. Moreover, he also noticed that there was a passage in the maze that was sealed. As long as the proud swallow is forced into the sealed passage, the proud swallow should be able to catch him. Thinking of this, Zacian already had a plan in mind. Soon, Zacian began to grasp Aoguan's plan. He first arrived at the entrance of the maze and drove Aoguan back. After that, he began to force Aoguan into the entrance of the sealed passage from the passages on both sides. However, during this period, he took the wrong path once, causing all his previous efforts to be in vain. After all, I'm not very familiar with the path of this jungle maze, but fortunately, this proud swallow will not fly out of the jungle maze. Afterwards, Zacian once again initiated the plan to force Aoguan into the blocked passage. This time, Zacian's action was relatively successful. After spending half an hour, he finally forced the proud swallow into the sealed passage. When Aoguan saw that he had entered a dead end, he screamed in panic, as if he had encountered some danger. Seeing this scene, Zacian was also speechless. At this moment, Aoguan looked like a little girl who was about to be raped, and Zacian was the villain who was about to act. Moreover, speaking of which, this plot of Zacian also seems a bit stupid. Logically speaking, the proud swallow should be able to fly. If the proud swallow were to fly out of the jungle maze, where would he go to look for her? However, after the proud swallow cried a few times, a cry suddenly came from the distance. "Proud Yan, are you in the jungle maze?" That was Guanzhen's voice. Not long after, Sekin's figure appeared in the jungle maze and soon appeared in front of Zacian. "It's you." He seemed to have heard Aoguan's voice just now. "Have you seen her?" After Guanzhen saw Zacian, he told him the news. Hearing this, the corner of Zacian's mouth twitched slightly. He pointed at the sealed passage and said, "Your proud swallow is inside." Hearing this, Guanzhen quickly moved towards the sealed passage. Looking over, he saw Aoguan's figure. "Aoguan, so you're here." Guanzhen ran towards Aoguan with surprise on his face. The proud swallow cried a few times, and seemed very happy to finally find its owner. Later, Guanzhen walked up to Zacian and thanked him. "If it weren't for you, it would have taken me a long time to find Proud Yan. As a thank you gift, I will leave this forced exercise device for you. I hope it will be useful to you. You can help." Sekin took out an iron ring-like forced exercise device and handed it to Zacian. At this moment, a reminder appeared in front of Zacian. Ding. "Congratulations to the player for completing the quest, finding Sekin's lost arrogant swallow. I have obtained the reward accessory, compulsory exerciser, X1, 100 times the benefits, the amount of, compulsory exerciser, X100. Thank you." Zacian smiled and nodded, putting the compulsory exerciser into his backpack. Speaking of which, the forced exerciser can still greatly improve the strength of Pokémons. In this game, the function of forced exerciser is that after transporting the Pokémon, its speed is halved during battle. After the battle, the skill mastery points obtained are doubled, which can greatly improve skill mastery. It is definitely a magic weapon for mastering brushing skills. After leaving the jungle labyrinth, Zacian walked through the lilac forest again, and subdued a water jumping fish with good grades in a lake. After going through the entire lilac forest, the quest progress bar also showed 16%. Then, Zacian ran towards Chunlin City. Chapter 130 Feelie area is open. Conquer the flame bird. Zacian's speed was very fast, and it didn't take long for him to reach Chunlin City. Chunlin City, like Dongying City, is not very big. There are 3 rangers in the city, namely Falcon, Fengyu, and Jude. Similarly, with their warm hospitality, Zacian successfully visited Chunlin City, and the progress bar of his task also showed 22% progress. After passing through Chunlin City in summer, we headed to Take Grassland. To be honest, although the area of Feelie is not big, it still takes some time to visit the entire area at once. It took Zacian a whole day to visit half of the Feelie region. Now, Zarshan has visited Darngying City, the North Road, Saffron Tunnel, Lilac Forest, Chunlin City, Take Grassland, Fengling Cave, Sanhang Sea and other places. There are still Zerman Island, Jungle Ruins, Olive Jungle, Kiulu City, Underground Canal, Night Shift Factory and other places that have not been visited yet. The next day, Zarshan flew over Zerman Island, Kiulu City and many other places. Finally, the entire Philae area was covered. When the task progress bar reached 100%, a task completion message also appeared in front of Zarshan. Ding. Congratulations to the player for completing the special mission of Explore Philae area. You have gained 50,000 character experience points and 50,000 reputation points. With the arrival of the mission rewards, Zarshan's character level was also directly upgraded from level 71 to level 80. This means that his current character level has left all the players on the server far behind. Not only that, at this moment, a server-wide announcement suddenly appeared in all players' messages. Ding. Server-wide announcement. Congratulations to player Kai for completing the quest to explore the special secret realm and unlock the new map, Philae area. Players can find the entrance to the Philae area in the teleport menu and spend 10,000 Pokémon coins to enter the new map and explore. This server-wide announcement completely blew up the chat channel. Damn it, what's going on? Has the Red God made a new move? Right. I asked you why you haven't seen any news about the Red God during this period. It turns out that he went to explore a new place. Red God, the God of Eternity. I don't know what this Philae area is like. Let's take a look. Maybe we can encounter some rare Pokémons. Map officially open to the public. This map must be very interesting. Many players are very interested in this new map and plan to explore it. At the same time, Subayan, who was leading the guild players to fight against a super evolved boss Black Luca, also saw this news. There was also a look of surprise on her pretty face. She didn't expect Zarshan to become famous again so quickly and also unlock a new map. Mr. Su, your boyfriend, Kaidashan, has done something that shocked the entire server. Look, the entire chat channel is in an uproar. Everyone is in awe of Kaidashan, a studio member joked with Subajan. Subajan rolled her eyes at him and said, "He's not my boyfriend yet." Hey, Mr. Su, you have to work harder. As the saying goes, there are mountains between men chasing women, and there is a gorge between women chasing men. It's obvious that you're interested in Kaidashan. Now that he attracts you, make a move quickly. When the other members heard this, they all joked. TSK, Kaidashan is really strong. Last time I remember, he seemed to have subdued a legendary Pokémon, right? I don't know what it was. When Kaidashan becomes Mr. Su's boyfriend, ask him to be released. Why don't you show it to us? That's right, Mr. Su, please come. Just as many players were surprised, Zarshan also returned to the Pingding Mountain terrain. After leaving, Zarshan was still in the original position. Then, Zarshan chose a direction on the map and continued to search for the Flame Bird altar. The terrain of Pingdingshan is quite wide, and the colors are relatively unique. To be honest, looking for an altar is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Zarshan wandered around the flat-topped mountain terrain for 3 days, but still failed to find the Flame Bird altar. At this time, a large number of players began to arrive in the Philae area. Many players were a little surprised to see the entire Philae area, because Philae is the first map that appears now, with a large number of NPCs and Ents towns. Not only that, there are still some rare Pokémons in certain places in the Philae region. Of course, after entering the Philae area, some functions in the main world cannot be used. For example, with functions such as logging and mining, the Philae area is only open as an RPG map. In other words, it is equivalent to a copy. In addition, in the Philae area map, you can also choose the level changing mode. After choosing the level changing mode, the player carries 6 Pokémons, starting from Chunlin Town, and goes through a series of plots to finally prevent the charge team from dominating the Philae area. This plot mode is very novel, so many players have chosen this mode and want to experience it. After all, in the main world, there are only rare Pokémons, grinding levels, mining, etc., which makes some players feel paralyzed. Now there is a new way to play, just to change the taste. Zacian changed the novice village to 3 flat-top mountain terrains, and finally found a flame bird altar on the 4th flat terrain. To be honest, this flame bird altar is relatively difficult to find. Although Zacian has a 3 sacred birds altar map, it only shows a rough location. You still need to find the specific location yourself. The flame bird altar is located in a steep valley, and is difficult to spot from the air. If it was not shown on the map at this location, Zacian would have thought that there was a mistake in the map. Finally, Zacian landed on the ground, and began to run the map himself. Finally, I found the flame bird altar in this valley. The flame bird altar is similar to the frozen bird altar, but what is suspended in the air is not ice, but brown clay blocks, as well as some stones engraved with mysterious runes. Zacian arrived at the flame bird altar, walked up the stairs, took out the pure beads from his backpack, and put them into the hole in the bronze altar. As the purity beads were being placed, a light suddenly lit up on the bronze altar. Immediately afterward, the light became increasingly brighter, and gradually turned into a pillar of light that rose into the sky. The entire pillar of light was red in color, dyeing half of the sky red as fire. At the same time, a pair of eyes suddenly appeared on the pillar of red light. There was a supreme and inviolable aura in those eyes, as if a god had descended. Finally, after the beam of light dissipated, the owner of those eyes appeared in front of Zacian. It's the legendary Pokémon, the flame bird. Ding. A legendary Pokémon has appeared on the flat mountain top. As soon as this announcement was made, all the players were in an uproar. Is this the second legendary Pokémon to appear? Who was so lucky to meet the legendary Pokémon this time? However, what they didn't know was that it was Zacian who encountered the legendary Pokémon this time. The red god in his eyes. Seeing the flame bird appear, a smile appeared on Zacian's face. Then, he released his Pokémons and introduced the flame bird into the battle. After entering the battle, Zacian did not hesitate at all and directly threw out a Master Ball, as if it had been tempered thousands of times. The Master Ball accurately hit the flame bird in mid-air. Before it could react, it was directly absorbed by the Master Ball. Then, the Master Ball fell to the ground, shaking continuously. Buzz, 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 buzz. After a while, the flame bird finally stopped struggling, and a reminder appeared in front of Zacian. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering the flame bird with a 100-fold benefit. All 6 ratings of the flame bird have been upgraded to gold. Ding. Since the Pokémons the player is carrying are full, the flame bird has automatically transferred back to the PC. Seeing this message, Zacian also showed a happy smile on his face. The flame bird has conquered. Chapter 131 The legendary Pokémon appears again. Ding. Server-wide announcement. Congratulations to player Kai for successfully conquering a legendary Pokémon. Suddenly, another announcement appeared in many players' message columns. When they saw this message, their eyes widened, and their faces were filled with shock. Crap, what's going on? Was this legendary Pokémon captured by Kai again? How could he be so lucky? The Paradise Group is run by his family. This really doesn't make sense. Why? Is he the one who conquers legendary Pokémon every time? Damn it, the god of eternity. I'm so envious that I conquered other legendary Pokémon. I think the new legendary Pokémon should be the HUO department and the flying department. Do you know this too? Are you with the red god? Just look at the Pokémon tier list. With the reminder of a few players, everyone also knew that Zacian had conquered it. Pokémon tier list. First place, Pikachu LV71, red. Second place, Frozen Bird LV71, red. Third place, Fairy Eevee LV71, red. Fourth place, Charizard LV71, red. Fifth place, Libite Landshark LV71, red. Sixth place, Koga Ninja Frog LV71, red. Seventh place, Flame Bird LV70, red. The level of the legendary Pokémon that the red god just conquered is so high. What I conquered seemed to be level 70. In that case, the level of the legendary Pokémon should be level 70. but even if we find it, I'm afraid we'll be fighting it. The level master player on the ranking list is only level 61. Just as many players were talking following this, a server-wide announcement appeared on many players' message boards. Ding. Server-wide announcement, a legendary Pokémon has appeared in the deep sea. Many players were dumbfounded when they saw this message. Crap, what's going on? Are these legendary Pokémon like the ones that don't need money? This time it's in the deep sea terrain. I wonder which player is so lucky. It's really wild. Many players were surprised and shocked. In the deep sea terrain, a female player named Susu was now sailing on the ocean on a small boat that she built. Susu is considered to be quite a capable player. The level of the Pokémon team she's carrying is around level 55, which is the advanced trainer level. While she was sailing in the deep sea, a server-wide announcement suddenly appeared on her message bar. I announced to the entire server every day. Announcement to the entire server. Don't you worry. Susu looked at the message in front of her and complained impatiently. However, when she saw the message saying that a legendary Pokémon has appeared in the deep sea, she was stunned for a moment. Because her current location is in the deep sea terrain, isn't this legendary Pokémon appearing at my position? Player Susu was a little excited and then turned his gaze towards the vast sea around him. Sure enough, a purple light appeared in the sea not far away. In that light, there was a relatively small Pokémon continuously jumping on the sea. You really appeared here. Susu had an incredulous expression on her face. She rubbed her eyes and looked again. She was not mistaken. There was a small Pokémon emitting a purple light not far away. Generally, when a mythical beast appears, there will be a more conspicuous reminder, and this purple light is a sign of the appearance of the divine beast. Although it was the first time Susu encountered such a legendary Pokémon, the Pokémon that could emit such a light must be a very rare existence. Without hesitation, Susu rowed the boat and headed towards the Pokémon's position. When Susu approached the Pokémon emitting purple light, she finally saw the Pokémon's appearance clearly. It is a small blue Pokémon. The two tentacles on its head are very long and have spherical ends. Its iris is dark blue, its sclera is yellow, and two lines originate from the eyelashes of the eye and connect two yellow dots. On its chest, there is a red gem with a yellow dot under the gem. Its arms are longer than its body, but its legs are thick and short. Its name is Manaphy and its level is level 50. What a cute Pokémon. Susu saw a flash of surprise in her eyes after seeing Manaphy. This Pokémon is so cute. She originally liked cute Pokémons, such as Eevee, Pikachu, Maluri, Kapok, Tajipi, etc. They were all Pokémon she carried in her team. I want to conquer this Pokémon. Susu's eyes blinked, looking at Manaphy, and then she took out the Pokémon ball, preparing to release the Pokémon to battle it. Since it appears in the deep sea, this cute Pokémon should be a water Pokémon. The water type is restricted by the electric and grass types, and it has Pikachu and Kapok in its team. However, compared to conquering Pokémons, grass type Pokémons are easier to use. After all, grass type Pokémon can learn skills such as paralyzing powder and sleeping powder, which can put the opponent into an abnormal state. It is very helpful for conquering Pokémon. This is also a set of experiences for conquering Pokémon that countless players have discovered. Thinking of this, Susu had already made a decision in his heart and released the Kapok ball. His Kapok level is at level 55, so it is relatively easy to deal with this water Pokémon. Later, Susu ordered Kapok and Manaphy to have a fierce battle. When the Kapok ball consumed almost all of Manaphy's blood, Susu also took this opportunity to throw the high-level ball. Immediately afterwards, Manaphy was sucked into the high-level ball, fell into the sea, and began to tremble violently. Buzz, 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 buzz. Susu stared with bated breath, her heart pounding, nervously staring at the shaking Pokémon ball. Conquer it. You must conquer it. However, Susu didn't get what she wanted. After struggling for a while, Manaphy struggled out of the advanced ball and appeared in front of her again. One more. Susu puffed up her face, took out another high-level ball, and threw it out. However, what Susu didn't expect was, after throwing out 5 high-level balls in a row, it was because Manaphy was still not conquered by her. Why is this? Susu's face collapsed, and she exclaimed angrily. This Pokémon is too difficult to tame. I don't believe it anymore. I can't tame you anymore. Susu's face changed color and condensed, and then she threw out the last high-level ball in her hand again. After waiting for a long time, a message finally arrived in front of Susu. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering Manaphy. Seeing this message, Susu also cheered happily. Beautiful, I finally conquered this Pokémon. Susu completed the hidden quest and encountered a legendary Pokémon. The character was rewarded with 50,000 experience points and 50,000 reputation points. When this announcement appeared, many players showed envious expressions. Ouch. Why isn't a legendary Pokémon appearing in front of me? I'm so envious. +1. I want a legendary Pokémon too. Will the next legendary Pokémon appear? Chapter 132 Update Announcement, The Ultimate Wormhole. At this moment, Zacian, who was on the flat-topped mountain terrain, was a little surprised when he saw this announcement. Unexpectedly, legendary Pokémon started to appear automatically. I don't know what kind of mythical beasts appeared. Generally speaking, there are only 4 mythical beasts that appear in the deep sea, including Kyogre, Latios, and Manaphy. Then, Zacian opened the Pokémon ranking list and looked at it, but there were no new Pokémons. In that case, the divine beast just now must be Manaphy. Because of the 4 divine beasts that Zacian listed just now, the first 3 of the divine beasts that spawned in the deep sea terrain were generally at level 70. Only Manaphy is at level 50, and there are no new Pokémons on the level list. Therefore, it can be inferred that the generated divine beast should be a level 50 Manaphy. However, although Manaphy is a divine beast, it is a bit weak. It should be a 3rd level god or something, and its combat power is not very strong. By the way, Manaphy can lay eggs with a variety monster. This is the only mythical beast that can lay eggs. The eggs laid by Manaphy can give birth to Fauna, which is also a relatively rare Pokémon. You can take a look at it when the time comes. And Super Hearts, maybe you can encounter the red and blue plane and Kyogre. Thinking of this, Zacian also smiled knowingly. Shaking his head, he took out the teleportation menu and planned to go to the Huan Metal Ground to find the Lightning Bird altar. Now, with only 1 Lightning Bird left, he can gather the 3 sacred birds. Immediately after, Zacian's figure flashed and disappeared into the flat mountainous ground. When summer comes to Aloyhuan grassland, it is already dusk. Speaking of which, Aloyhuan grassland at dusk is quite beautiful. Aloyhuan grassland's template is the terrain of a tropical grassland. Under the sunlight, the entire area shows a golden color. The scene at this moment is like playing Minecraft on a computer in a previous life, with the lights and shadows at the limit, as if you can see the graphics card burning. Zacian opened the map and looked at it, then chose a direction, sat on the back of the fire-breathing dragon, and flew towards the distance. There are 2 types of alloy terrain, one is alloy plateau, and the other is alloy plain. In both terrains, there is a chance that Altar of Lightning Bird will appear. Just as Zacian was searching for the Altar of Lightning Bird, another server-wide announcement appeared. However, this time it is not an announcement generated by the Pokémons, but an update announcement. Byte. Server-wide announcement. Dear trainers, the new version will be updated on October 15th. 2021. Come and become the strongest Pokémon trainer. Update time, uninterrupted server update at 1500 hours on October 15th, 2021. New features. 1. Added Pokémon phone in response to the requirements of the majority of players. The Smart Brain plans to centralize PC, treatment, teleportation, breeding and other functions for Pokémon on mobile phone to open the ultimate wormhole. Players have a certain chance to encounter the ultimate wormhole in the wild. By entering the wormhole, a special world can be reached. 3. A new server-wide market function has been added, allowing players to place items for sale on the global market. As soon as this announcement came out, all players were stunned, and then everyone praised the updated function as being much more convenient. After all, when players go out into the wild, they must bring their PC, their healing machine, and their teleportation menu. These things take up a lot of space in the backpack. Integrating the functions of these things together saves a lot of space in the backpack. In this way, you will be able to hold a little more stuff. Of course, the newly opened Ultimate Wormhole has also aroused the interest of many players, who have speculated about what the world behind this Ultimate Wormhole is like. Will it be an RPG map like the newly opened Philae region? When Zarshian saw this announcement, he was also a little surprised. Unexpectedly, the Ultimate Wormhole has started to open. This Ultimate Wormhole can lead to the Ultimate World. This Ultimate World is a world similar to Hell. The same Pokémons as the main world also live in this world. However, the terrain of this world is a little strange. It is composed of large and small continents. In addition, in the Ultimate World, there will also be ultimate beasts with the same strength as mythical beasts. Thinking of this, Zarshian also had a hint of interest in his heart. The Supreme Beast was different from the Divine Beast. Divine Beasts cannot reproduce, but Supreme Beasts can. Moreover, he still has more than a dozen various monsters in his hands. When the time comes, if he breeds the best alien beasts he has tamed, won't he get a bunch of alien beasts? Moreover, even if he can't use it, he can still sell it. Zarshian suddenly remembered that it was time to clear a wave of items in the base. Speaking of which, he had been busy with development, resulting in a lot of items accumulating in his base, which have not been cleared yet. After the market function for the entire server is launched, he plans to sell all the things he doesn't need. In this way, another large amount of Pokémon coins came in. However, these are all things after the update. The most important thing now is to find the Lightning Bird altar. Then, Zarshian continued to search. Along the way, when he passed by the Huan Plateau, he saw a flying mantis and a flame chicken. Speaking of which, these two Pokémons are relatively powerful and both can perform mega evolutions, and can also be used as one of the main forces. Without spending much effort, Zarshian directly subdued the flying mantis and flame chicken. Although the qualifications of these two Pokémons are not very good, there is still a seed left for breeding. Zarshian's luck was relatively good. When he found the third metal Huan ground, he finally found the Lightning Bird altar. This Lightning Bird altar is located on the Huan Plateau. It is tall and eye-catching. Although Zarshian was flying in the air, he could see the altar from a distance. Seeing the altar not far away, Zarshian also showed a smile on his face. I finally found the Lightning Bird altar. Soon, Zarshian arrived in front of the Lightning Bird altar. Zarshian walked up the stairs and walked over to the bronze statue. He took out the pure beads from his backpack and stuffed them into the hole. As the pure beads were placed, the bronze statue suddenly burst out with a dazzling golden light. In less than a few breaths, the golden light gradually turned into a pillar of light, soaring into the sky and reaching the heavens. In the pillar of light, a figure faintly appeared, revealing its majestic and supreme aura. Ding. Server-wide announcement, a legendary Pokémon has appeared in the Metal Huan area, Lightning Bird. Now, seeing the Lightning Bird, Zarshian also showed a smile on his face. Chapter 133 Super Flame Chicken Boss, an unexpected gain. Pikachu, it's you who decides. Zarshian smiled lightly and released Pikachu. As Pikachu introduced Zapdos into the battle, Zarshian took out the Master Ball and threw it out. The Master Ball drew a purple arc in the air and accurately hit the Lightning Bird. Then, before Zapdos could react, a strong attraction erupted from the Master Ball, instantly sucking it in. Buzz, 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 buzz. The Master Ball shook violently, but no matter how hard the Lightning Bird tried to break free, it couldn't break free. After waiting for a long time, the Master Ball finally stopped shaking. At this moment, a reminder appeared in front of Zarshian. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering the Lightning Bird. With a 100-fold benefit, all 6 grades of the Lightning Bird have been upgraded to gold. Ding. Since the Pokémon carried by the player is full, the Lightning Bird has been automatically transferred back to the PC. After Zarshian conquered the Lightning Bird, a server-wide message was displayed again. Ding. Server-wide announcement, congratulations to player, Kai, for conquering a legendary Pokémon. Seeing this message, many players were stunned. What's going on? Why did the legendary Pokémon appear again? This is already the 4th one, right? I'm so envious. Can you give me a chance to catch one? It's here, boss. 3 of the 4 legendary Pokémon have been conquered by the Red God. I'm so uneducated that I'll go all over the world with just one sentence. After Zacian conquered the lightning bird, he was about to bring up the teleportation menu. When he returned to base, another notification appeared in his message bar. Ding. Server-wide announcement, a Pokémon boss has appeared in the Metal Huan grounds. As this announcement appeared, a ray of yellow light suddenly bloomed on the tropical plateau not far from Summer. Immediately afterwards, a super flame chicken appeared there. When Zacian saw this flame chicken, he was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that, right after conquering the lightning bird, a Pokémon boss would be sent out. After defeating the flame chicken boss, you should be able to obtain the flame chicken's Mega Evolution Stone. In this way, you will have collected another Mega Evolution Stone. Zacian did not hesitate, and walked directly towards a super flame chicken boss. To be honest, the level of this flame chicken boss is very high, reaching level 91. It should be regarded as the highest level existence among all the bosses that have appeared so far. Zacian directly released the 6 Pokémons he was carrying, preparing to attack the super flame chicken boss. In an instant, 6 white lights flashed, and 6 Pokémons, including Pikachu, Charizard, Biting Landshark, Fairy Eevee, Wise Frog, and Frozen Bird, suddenly appeared on the scene. Due to the oppressive nature of the freezing bird, the super flame chicken boss was in a stalemate for a moment as soon as it appeared. And this also gave Zacian the opportunity to seize it, allowing the Pokémons to launch an attack. The super flame chicken boss is still relatively powerful. Although this boss was attacked by 6 Pokémons, its health volume was only reduced by half. After the attack of the summer Pokémon, the entire body of the super flame chicken boss began to tense, and its attack and defense were also greatly improved. When the super flame chicken boss withstood another attack from the summer Pokémon, it finally began to counterattack. I saw that the super flame chicken boss hit Fairy Ibrahimovic with a sky-high punch. Due to the effect of the previous bodybuilding skills, the flame chicken's attack has now reached a terrifying level, and its speed is also extremely fast. Before Fairy Ibrahimovic could react, super flame chicken boss's punch had already hit Fairy Ibrahimovic. Just one move. Fairy Ibrahimovic was hit by super flame chicken's soaring fist. His blood volume instantly cleared, and he lost his ability to fight. Instantly kill with one punch. Crap. Seeing this situation, Zacian also showed a surprised expression on his face. This super flame chicken specializes in physical performance and speed. Without stopping, a faint yellow light surged from all over his body. With the appearance of this light, the super flame chicken boss's energy and spirit have greatly improved. Is it gathering key? Zacian's complexion changed slightly. Bodybuilding plus gathering key. At this moment the flame chicken's attack is not only terrifying, but it also becomes easier to hit the vital point. If he is not careful, it is very likely that his other Pokémons will be killed in one move. Thinking of this, Zacian's heart also shook slightly. Bite Landshark, Charizard Mega Evolution. Zacian revealed the evolution keystone on his wrist. After biting the Landshark and fire-breathing dragon, colorful lights suddenly bloomed. Then, under the illumination of colorful lights, the shapes of biting Landshark and fire-breathing dragon suddenly changed. When the colorful light disappeared, super biting Landshark and Charizard X also appeared on the field. Seeing that biting Landshark and Charizard had completed their Mega Evolution, Zacian quickly ordered, bite Landshark and Charizard on top, resist damage. Then, Zacian ordered Pikachu and Frozen Bird again. Pikachu paralyzes it with electromagnetic waves, and Freezing Beam is a skill that Freezing Beam learned at level 71, which has a certain chance to freeze the opponent. Therefore, Zacian asked Pikachu and Frozen Bird to use special abilities to interfere with the actions of the Super Flame Chicken boss. As for the last intelligent frog, Zacian planned to use it as the main starting position. After all, the water system contained the fire system. Koga Ninja, Bond Evolution. As soon as Zacian said these words, Koga Ninja's body also burst out with a dazzling light. After a while, the Koga Ninja frog had evolved into a sage frog. Golden Healing Shuriken. When Charizard X and Super Bite Land Shark resisted the attack of the Super Flame Chicken boss, Zacian directly let the Sage Frog launch the attack. I saw a huge golden water shuriken thrown out by the Sage Frog, and with a devastating offensive, it shot towards the Super Flame Chicken boss. The sharp whistling sound of the yellow level water shuriken continued, and in an instant, it hit the Super Flame Chicken boss. Boom. As a violent explosion sounded, the Super Flame Chicken boss was hit by the Koga Ninja. The little blood left and it was instantly emptied. It roared unwillingly, and the roar was deafening. Then, it turned into a white light and disappeared. At this moment, a reminder appeared in front of Zacian's eyes. Ding. Congratulations to the player for defeating the Super Flame Chicken boss. Ding. The player has obtained the dropped items, Flame Chicken Evolution Stone X1 and a special accessory Broken GS Ball, 100th, X1. The Flame Chicken Evolution Stone was expected in the summer, but this special accessory, the Broken GS Ball, was something he did not expect. Therefore, Zacian was stunned for a moment when he saw the exploded items. 100 times the benefits. Get Flame Chicken Evolution Stone X100, special accessory Broken GS Ball, 100th, X100. Good boy, if this happens, isn't the GS Ball completed? Zacian was also a little surprised. Ding. Congratulations to the player for collecting the special prop GS Ball, which will automatically become a GS Ball. Then, the broken GS Ball in Zacian's hand also turned into a golden Pokemon Ball with the two letters GS engraved on it. The GS Ball is related to the mythical beast Celebi. As long as you place GS in a cabin in the forest, you will be able to summon the mythical beast Celebi. In Zacian's hand, there were the coordinates of Celebi's wooden house. Zacian also didn't expect that defeating this super flaming chicken boss would lead to such unexpected gains. In this way, Celebi is already in his pocket. Thinking of this, Zacian's mood also becomes beautiful. Zacian took out the teleportation menu and teleported back to his base. Next, Zacian plans to go to the place where the wooden house was marked last time, intending to subdue Celebi. Chapter 134. The mythical beast Celebi appears and meets the insect hunting boy by chance. Returning to the base, Zacian first retrieved all the Pokémon he was carrying, and then put the Mega Flame Chicken Stone into the wooden box. He doesn't have a formed flame chicken in his hand now, so he won't use the evolution stone yet, so he'll put it aside first. Then, Zacian came to the grass bucket, paired flame chicken, and flying mantis with variety monster, arranged the breeding environment, and then ignored it. It still takes some time to breed highly rated flame chickens and flying mantis. Later, Zacian checked the status of the super intelligent egg hatching device and found that some of the previously stored eggs had hatched. Another batch of newborn Pokémon appeared on his PC. He looked at them one by one, but not all the Pokémon with full gold ratings appeared yet. Most of them were Pokémon with 2 or 3 gold ratings. However, Zacian is in no hurry. After all, there is no hurry to breed Pokémon with full ratings. After that, in summer, he would go to the orchard to pick fruits from the trees and put them into wooden boxes. After finishing the trivial matters, Zacian plans to set off to the place where he met Zacian before to conquer the forest god Celebi. After a while, Zacian released the fire-breathing dragon and flew towards the previously marked location on the map. When summer arrived at Celebi's cottage, half a day had already passed. Zacian ordered the fire-breathing dragon to land, and landed in front of the wooden house in the forest. The situation here has not changed at all. It is the same as before. Zacian walked up to the altar, looked at the wooden house in front of him, and thought for a moment. I wonder, is the mysterious power still there here? I remember that, when I first came here, Zacian passed through the mysterious power barrier. Zacian originally wanted to try to see if he could pass through, but found that, as long as the player touched the mysterious power barrier, he would lose blood like crazy. If he hadn't returned in time, he might have returned to Novice Village for free. Of course, Zacian also had some speculations in his mind. Is this mysterious power barrier similar to the world barrier in Minecraft? Thinking of this, Zacian wanted to try again to see if he could break through the barrier of this mysterious power. Then, Zacian arrived at the back of the wooden house. As he got closer, a reminder appeared before his eyes again. Ding. Affected by the mysterious power, players are not allowed to pass. At the same time as this message appeared, Zacian's blood volume also began to crazily decrease at this moment. In less than a moment, it had decreased by a third. Seeing this, Zacian's complexion changed slightly, and he quickly took 2 steps back and left the range of the barrier. Is there still no way to travel to the past? Zacian frowned. After pondering for a while, Zacian shook his head and gave up the idea for the time being. Zacian arrived at Celebi's hut, took out the GS ball from his backpack, and placed it into the hut. When the GS ball was placed into the wooden house, the 2 small doors in front of the wooden house suddenly opened with a snap. Then, a green light emerged. This green light gradually became richer as time passed. Then, in Zacian's shocked eyes, it gradually turned into a pillar of light, soaring into the sky, straight into the sky. Boom. There seemed to be a thunderous explosion throughout the forest. It seems like something is awakening. Ding. Server-wide announcement. A legendary Pokémon has appeared on the birch forest ground. When this server-wide announcement appeared on all players' message boards, many players were stunned again. What's going on? How come this legendary Pokémon appears to be free? Could it be that there's a bug in the intelligent master brain? It just unfolded at this moment. It's impossible for this kind of bug to happen, right? Also, judging from the operation during this period, everything is still normal in the world. Look at this period. Legendary Pokémon appear frequently. If you say it's not a bug, I won't believe it. What's the point? Bugs or not, since other legendary Pokémon have appeared, why not rush to find it? Well, maybe we can still find it. Fuck, hurry up and go to the birch forest terrain. Maybe you can still find it. As soon as these words come out, many players rush towards the birch forest terrain. At this moment, the players in the birch forest terrain were also looking around their location to see if they could find the legendary Pokémon. However, what they don't know is that there is only one naturally occurring legendary Pokémon. It was the legendary Pokémon Manaphy who was subdued by Susu, and it was still relatively weak. The other legendary Pokémon were all summoned by human factors. At the same time, Celebi's wooden house, where Zacian is located. At this moment, as the green pillar of light grew brighter, a small figure was revealed in the green pillar of light. It was a light green creature, resembling a Pokémon. Its head is round and converges into an arc at the back, and on its forehead it has green antennae with blue tips, pale blue eyes with thick circles, round feet without fingers, and 3-fingered hands. It's the god of the forest, Celebi. Seeing Celebi appear, Zacian also showed a smile on his face. There will be one more member in his illustrated book of mythical beasts. Later, Zacian released Pikachu and introduced Celebi into the battle. Go, Master Ball. After entering the battle, Zacian took out the Master Ball from his backpack and threw it directly at Celebi. The Master Ball hit Celebi accurately as always. Immediately afterwards, a strong attraction arose from the Master Ball. Celebi's figure was instantly sucked in. After the Master Ball sucked Celebi in, it fell to the ground and shook violently. Buzz, 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 buzz. After a violent shake, Celebi was unable to break free from the shackles of the Master Ball. Thus, it wasn't long before a message appeared in front of Zacian's eyes. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering Celebi. With a 100-fold benefit, Celebi's 6 ratings have been upgraded to gold. Ding. Because the Pokémons the player is carrying are full, Celebi has been automatically transferred back to the PC. After conquering Celebi in the summer, a server-wide announcement once again appeared on many players' message boards. Ding. Server-wide announcement. Congratulations to player Kai for conquering a legendary Pokémon. As soon as this message appeared, many players were dumbfounded. Crap, is this really poisonous? How did this guy conquer the legendary Pokémon again? Now I seriously doubt, is this guy cheating? Is it not possible for him to conquer so many legendary Pokémon in a row? Is this not true? Is it possible? Just when many players were envious and jealous, a new situation appeared in Zacian's eyes again. After Zacian conquered Celebi, he was planning to leave. However, From the other side of the mysterious power barrier, a sparse sound was heard. Then, a young man carrying an insect trap, holding an insect net, wearing a white vest, brown shorts, and a straw hat appeared. Walking out of the jungle on the other side of the barrier, he easily passed through the mysterious power barrier and walked towards Zarshan. What's going on? When Zarshan saw the straw hat boy who suddenly appeared, he also felt confused. Who are you? Why did you appear in Celebi's wooden house? When the straw hat boy saw Zaza, he was stunned for a moment, and then he came to his senses and looked at Zarshan with a vigilant face. Zarshan was also a little stunned by this question, but he looked at Celebi's wooden house. But he was surprised to find that after conquering Celebi, the wooden house did not disappear, but continued to stand there. It was as if nothing had happened. Could it be that Celebi's wooden house is not a one-time use? Zarshan secretly guessed in his heart. Of course, Zarshan also reacted and said with a smile, "Hello, I'm a Pokémon trainer. You can call me Kai. I passed by this forest." The boy's expression softened slightly, and then he said, "Hello, my name is Aaron, and I'm a bug hunter." Zarshan nodded. Of course he was a little surprised. He didn't expect to meet the bug hunter boy from Pokémon he played in his previous life here. Chapter 135. This is outrageous. The green caterpillar that defies the sky. By the way, did you hear a cry just now? Something like B. At this moment, the bug hunting boy wearing a straw hat asked, "Call?" Zarshan raised his eyebrows. This cry seemed to be the sound made when Celebi appeared just now, right? After thinking about it, Zarshan said, "I heard it. It seemed like a little green Pokémon had just appeared." Really? Aaron, the bug hunting boy, was surprised, with a look of joy on his face. Then where is it now? Aaron, the bug hunting boy, asked. It appeared for a while and then disappeared. Zarshan said with a smile. Of course, he wouldn't tell the bug hunting boy about Celebi's conquest. Since this bug hunting boy was attracted by Celebi's cry, there should be a follow-up plot. Do you have anything to do with Celebi? Zarshan asked doubtfully. This Aaron, the bug hunter boy, hesitated for a moment and then said it. Actually, I've dreamed of becoming a master of bug Pokémon since I was a child. My goal is to cultivate the strongest bug Pokémon. In order to achieve this goal, I became a bug and special bug hunter. Of course, I also successfully captured the rare and special bug Pokémon, and I'll bring them with me now. I heard that Celebi can travel through time and bring life to the places it visits. It can resurrect dead companions and has the ability to purify. I want to use it to treat my Pokémon, said Aaron, the bug hunter boy. After that, he also had a sad expression on his face. Obviously, this kind of injury caused great damage to his Pokémon, which was why he wanted to find Celebi so eagerly. Is that so? Zarshan nodded, lost in thought. However, he suddenly thought that there was a set of holy ashes left by the Phoenix King in his backpack. Although it doesn't have much of an effect on him as a player, it has a heaven-defying effect on NPCs. After all, when they were in the Philly area, Eluohu, the leader of the raid team, relied on the Phoenix King's sacred ashes to turn the 3 EV into the 3 sacred beasts. Perhaps, giving the sacred ashes to the bug hunting boy, Aaron, will have unexpected effects. Thinking of this, Zarshan said to the bug hunting boy, Aaron, I have something special here that can help your Pokémon recover from injuries. You should try it first. There was also a hint of surprise on his face. Nodding, Zarshan took out the sacred ashes from his backpack and said, this is the sacred ashes left behind by the legendary Pokémon Phoenix King. It is said that it can resurrect dead Pokémons. I hope it can be useful to you. Phoenix King, sacred ashes? Aaron's face showed a look of surprise. He also didn't expect that the 20-year-old Pokémon trainer in front of him would have such a legendary thing. He naturally knew about the legendary Pokémon King Phoenix. He was originally from the Guandu area, and Guandu was very close to the Chengdu area, separated only by a mountain range. Legends of the Chengdu area also circulate widely in the Kandu area. It is said that a fire once broke out in the bell tower in the Chengdu area, and 3 Pokémon died in the fire. The Phoenix King, couldn't bear their deaths, so he sent out the glorious power to resurrect them, and they became the guardians of the Phoenix King. This is what people call the three holy beasts. Therefore, he was shocked when he heard that these were the sacred ashes left behind by King Feng. Immediately, Aaron quickly released the 6 Pokémon he was carrying. 6 white lights flashed, and Aaron's spirit also appeared in front of Zarshan. When Zarshan saw these 6 Pokémon, a look of surprise flashed across his eyes. It turned out that among Aaron's 6 Pokémon, 3 were unicorn bugs and 3 were green caterpillars. Not only that, these 6 Pokémon are all golden shiny Pokémon. However, the one horned bug and the green caterpillar seemed a little sluggish at this moment, which should be caused by that kind of injury. You're so lucky. You actually conquered 6 shiny Pokémon? Zarshan said in surprise. No, I met them by chance. When I saw them, I was really surprised. After all, it's very rare for so many shiny Pokémon to appear at once. Aaron shook his head and said with a smile. Zarshan nodded, then took out 6 copies of the Holy Ash from his backpack and handed them to Aaron. Aaron took the Holy Ash with a happy face and then tried to smear the Holy Ash on the green caterpillars and unicorn bugs. I saw that soon after the 6 Pokémon were painted with Holy Ash, their bodies began to emit a faint light. Bathed in the light, their expression slowly relaxed, and their spirits improved a lot. It seemed like the Holy Ash was really useful to them. It really works. Aaron's face was in shock, with an ecstatic expression on his face. When the light dissipated, the 6 Pokémon began to activate, and seemed to have completely returned to normal. Awesome. You've recovered the unicorn worm and the green caterpillar? Aaron looked at his Pokémon, and said in surprise. The 6 Pokémon seemed very happy, and rubbed Aaron's pants. Aaron smiled happily, and then thanked Zarshan. Thank you. If it weren't for your holy ashes, I'm afraid my unicorn worm and green caterpillar wouldn't have recovered. Why did your Pokémon appear like this? What kind of injury? Zarshan stopped and asked curiously. My 6 Pokémon are a bit special. In addition to the attributes of the insect system, the unicorn insects also have the attributes of the fire system. Since the 2 powers are intertwined in the body, and the insect system is restricted by the fire system, the unicorn insects will be very painful. Hearing this, Zarshan also nodded. As for the green caterpillar, it is because it has 2 attributes, insect type and dragon type, and the 2 forces are in conflict. Just like the unicorn worm, these 2 forces will cause irreversible damage to them. If they use the power of their entire body to evolve, I'm afraid that 2 powers with different attributes will directly destroy their bodies. Therefore, I brought them the Stone of Immutability to inhibit their evolution. The young man recounted the situation of these 6 Pokémons. Now it seems that all their injuries have been healed, right? Moreover, the Phoenix King's Holy Ash has perfectly integrated the 2 powers into their bodies. Zarshan looked at the 6 lively Pokémons and said with a smile. Aaron nodded with a smile on his face. This is also thanks to the Holy Ash you gave me. By the way, I think you are also a powerful trainer, right? Can you have a battle with me? Aaron asked. Zarshan pondered for a moment and nodded. Then, the 2 began to fight. The Pokémon chosen by Summer is Pikachu. Speaking of which, although Aaron's Pokémon, the bug hunting boy, is very special, it is only level 10, and is not very strong. Therefore, Zarshan let Pikachu release some water. However, Aaron was easily defeated. Your Pikachu is very strong. Aaron said to Zarshan after the battle. Not bad. Zarshan smiled. You are a powerful trainer. I want to give you a green caterpillar to take care of. Do you think it's okay? Aaron asked tentatively. Hearing this, Zarshan was also stunned for a moment. Is there such a good thing? Ding. Aaron, the bug hunting boy, wants to hand over a green caterpillar to you. Do you accept it, player? Accept. Later, Aaron handed over a green caterpillar Pokémon ball to Zarshan. Ding. Congratulations to the player for getting the shiny green caterpillar. With a 100-fold benefit, all 6 ratings of the shiny green caterpillar have been upgraded to gold. Ding. Since the Pokémons the player is carrying are full, the shiny green caterpillar has automatically transferred back to the PC. Cheyenne walked to the other side of the mysterious power barrier. After the bug hunting boy left, Zarshan also took out his PC to check the information on this green caterpillar. Green caterpillar, flash, level 10 gender, nan attribute, insect, dragon features, scale powder hidden features, airlock body type, high life rating, gold attack rating, gold defense rating, gold special attack rating, gold special defense rating, gold speed rating, gold comprehensive combat power, 100 intimacy, 50 skills, impact, dragon wave items carried, stone of immutability. When Zarshan saw the information on this green caterpillar, he was stunned for a moment. What the heck? What the heck is this airlock feature? Isn't this a feature that only appears on the divine beast Rayquaza? This is simply outrageous. However, he then thought about it and recalled that there seemed to be such a saying in his previous life. It is said that the green caterpillar can evolve into a Rayquaza. The method is to let the green caterpillar carry the stone of immutability, raise its level to level 99, and have a certain chance of evolving into Rayquaza. Damn, I actually met a big boss. Could it be that the guy who catches bugs is actually him? Zarshan was also full of surprise at this moment. Moreover, he still remembered that there was a finishing touch skill disc in the wooden box at his base. Perhaps this green caterpillar could learn it? After all, this green caterpillar has dragon attributes. Perhaps, after learning finishing touches, the green caterpillar will have a higher chance of evolving into Rayquaza. Thinking of this, Zarshan also had a bold idea in his heart. Then, he took out the teleportation menu and directly teleported back to the base, preparing to learn the finishing touches from this green caterpillar. He wanted to see if this green caterpillar could evolve into the god of heaven, Rayquaza. Plus, it's a bright green caterpillar. It will most likely evolve into shining Rayquaza. Isn't this a huge win? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 136 Ticket to the Seven Islands. Zarshan returned to the base, searched through the box, and took out an ultimate skill disc. Then, he replaced the green caterpillar with Fairy Eevee. Zarshan tried to learn the ultimate touch skills for the green caterpillar and finally learned them. It seems that this green caterpillar has the qualifications to become a god. Zarshan also had a surprise in his heart, but he still needed to do an experiment. Thinking of this, Zarshan quickly took out his collection of magic candy and directly upgraded the green caterpillar. Because it carries a stone of immutability, the green caterpillar will not evolve after the upgrade. Soon, the green caterpillar's level also rose to level 76. By the way, Zarshan also upgraded other Pokémons to level 76. After doing this, Zarshan will take a look at the deep sea terrain and try to crouch down for air Pokémons. Later, Zarshan took out the teleportation menu, randomly found a novice village on an island in the deep sea, and teleported there. After arriving at Novice Village on the island, Zarshan was preparing to head out to sea. At this moment, a server-wide announcement appeared. Ding. Server-wide announcement. Dear players, MC Pokémon is about to be updated. Please do not log out at all to avoid bugs and errors. If there is any problem with this update, the Smart Master will release an update to compensate everyone later. Has the update started? When this announcement appeared, an updated progress bar appeared below all the online players. Within a few minutes, the progress bar reached 100%, which meant that the update was completed. Speaking of which, this is Zarshan's first online update. He was not online the previous 2 times. After the update was completed, Zarshan also opened the backpack bar and took a look. The original teleportation menu has disappeared, replaced by a wizard phone. After opening the Pokémon phone, it contains the complete server market, transfer menu, one-click treatment, PC access, playback view and other functions. I have to say that merging these functions into a mobile phone saves some space in the backpack. At this moment, a reminder appeared in front of Zarshan's eyes. Ding. The upgrade compensation has been sent to the player's backpack. Please check it. Zarshan opened the backpack and took a look and found that the upgrade compensation given this time was only 10 high-end balls and 10 magic candies. 100 times the benefits. You can get x 1000 high-end balls and x 1000 magic candies. Zarshan took a look and closed the backpack. After thinking about it, this time sailing in the ocean, I'm afraid I still need a Pokémon that knows how to sail. After thinking for a while, he opened the Pokémon's phone and replaced Menace with the green caterpillar. In addition to diving, Menace can also sail in the sea. Of course, if it is to sail in the sea, the most suitable Pokémon is probably Lapras. Lapras, also known as Riding the Dragon, is a water and ice Pokémon. It usually appears in the deep sea and appears in groups. It is also considered a relatively rare Pokémon. There is a grey shell on Laplas's back, which is very hard. The rider can use the uneven points protruding from the shell to hold the handle and stabilize it. This is a must-have Pokémon for sea travel. However, Zarshan did not ride the dragon now, so he could only use Menace to make do with it. Later, Zarshan arrived at the island beach and prepared to go to the deep sea. At this time, two players passed by Zarshan. I still don't understand the function of that accessory given by the NPC. Where are those 7 islands? And where can you take a boat in this game? It's such an inexplicable accessory. The player's companion listened. At this point, he shook his head and said, I don't know anything about that. I gave you a boat ticket like that, but didn't give you a place to take the boat. It's strange that Zarshan heard their conversation on the boat. Zarshan looked at the side and said, his eyes flashed. 7 islands? The ticket you guys are talking about, is it the ticket to the 7 islands? That is the same as the Philly area. Zarshan secretly guessed, and then quickly walked towards the two players, stopping them. Players, hello, where did you get the ticket you were talking about? The two players heard someone calling them, and turned around to see a player wearing a red and white t-shirt, blue pants, and a cap. When they saw the player's name, they were also a little surprised. Are you the Red God? Hearing this, Zarshan nodded with a smile and said, where does the ticket you just mentioned lead to? After doing a quest, we got this ticket to the 7 islands, but we were confused when we saw this. This game doesn't even have a ferry. Where can I find a boat to go to the 7 islands? Island? Zarshan quickly said, where did you get this ticket? There is an old NPC in the Novice Village Pokémon shop. If you go talk to him, this quest will be activated. This quest has basically been done by players born in this Novice Village. It's no longer a secret. Kaidash can go to the old NPC to take a look. They thanked each other. Then he returned to Novice Village and went to find the old NPC in the Pokémon shop. Zarshan remembers that there is a shipyard in Kyulu town in Fial region. It is said that there are routes to other regions, but I don't know if there are ships. Moreover, he also has a ticket to Fangyuan area. Now that a ticket to the 7 islands has appeared, he must get one first. Zarshan is sure that this ship ticket is a clue to open the map of other regions. Soon, Zarshan arrived at the Pokémon shop. As soon as he entered the Pokémon shop, Zarshan saw the old NPC they were talking about. Zarshan walked directly to the old NPC and asked, excuse me, old man, do you need help? The old NPC raised his head, looked at Zarshan, and said, I need a water stone to help me. The Pokémon has completed its evolution. Young man, can you help me find a water stone? Ding. The player has triggered the quest, searching for a water stone. Will a message appear in front of Zarshan's eyes? Accept. Zarshan did not hesitate and directly accepted this task. The task of finding water stones is relatively simple because there are water stone mines at the bottom of the sea. All you have to do is dive into the bottom of the sea and dig. Moreover, with the blessing of 100 times the profits, Zarshan only needs to dig a water stone mine, which is enough to complete this task. After leaving the Pokémon shop, Zarshan returned to the seaside and released Menace. Riding on Menace's back, Zarshan dove towards the bottom of the sea. What caught his attention was the darkness. Zarshan searched around the bottom of the sea and finally saw a weak light source at the bottom of the sea not far away. Water stone mines emit a faint light in the dark bottom of the sea, so they are relatively easy to find. Later, Zarshan let Menace swim over. Arriving in front of the waterstone mine, Zarshian took out the diamond pickaxe from his backpack and started digging. 100 times the benefits. Obtain waterstone fragments x 100. After obtaining the waterstone fragments, Zarshian disembarked. Of course, obtaining the waterstone fragments does not complete the task. The fragments must be synthesized into a complete waterstone. But if you want to synthesize the waterstone, you must have a workbench. But Zarshian did not bring a workbench with him. Although there are trees on the island, the land near Novice Village in the game can no longer be destroyed, and there is no way to cut down trees to make a workbench in the summer. However, Zarshian did remember that there seemed to be a workbench in the Pokémon Center, and he could go there to synthesize it. Soon, Zarshian returned to Novice Village and arrived at the Pokémon Center. After using the workbench to synthesize the waterstone fragments into a complete waterstone, Zarshian approached the old NPC again. "Old man, this is a waterstone." Zarshian handed the waterstone to the old NPC. The old NPC nodded, took the waterstone handed over by Zarshian, and said, "Young man, I have nothing to give as a thank you gift. I'll give you this ticket to the 7 Islands." Ding. Congratulations to the player for completing the Search for a Waterstone quest and receiving the Ticket to the 7 Islands quest reward. With this ticket, you can go to the 7 Islands once. 100 double bonus. Get 7 Islands ferry ticket. Upgraded to 7 Islands permanent ferry ticket. With this ticket, you can travel to and from the 7 Islands an unlimited number of times. It turns out that the boat ticket the old man NPC gave him before was just a disposable item. Now the ticket in Zarshian's hand has become a permanent accessory. The next step is to go to Kyulu City in the Philae region and see if the shipyard can go to the 7 Islands. Zarshian thought, took out the Pokémon phone and teleported towards the Philae region map. Chapter 137 Night Shift Factory, Fierce Battle. After entering Philae region, the city Zarshian came to was Chunlin Town. Now Chunlin Town has become the first stop for players entering Philae region. After Zarshian's figure appeared in Chunlin Town, he directly released the fire-breathing dragon and flew towards Kyulu Town. The distance between Chunlin Town and Kyulu Town is actually relatively close. There is a road that can directly pass through them from the map. You only need to pass through Lilac Forest, Saffron Tunnel, and East Road to reach Kyulu Town. After half a day, Zarshian finally arrived at Kyulu Town. Entering Kyulu Town, Zarshian directly let the fire-breathing dragon land in the direction of the shipyard. After entering the shipyard, Zarshian asked a staff NPC, "Hello, are there ships to other areas now?" The staff NPC shook his head and said, "The ship is temporarily unable to travel, and our crew has been kidnapped. No one is driving the ship now." "Is that so? When will it start to happen?" Zarshian asked. "I don't know about this. Our crew was kidnapped by the remnants of the Stormtrooper team. The Ranger Alliance rushed to rescue them," the NPC replied. Zarshian frowned and asked, "Then where are their locations?" "It seems to be at the West Night Shift Factory." Zarshian nodded, then walked out of the shipyard and ran towards the West Night Shift Factory. If the crew members kidnapped by the stormtroopers cannot be rescued, the shipyard may not be able to sail. In this way, there will be no way to other areas. At this moment, in the Night Shift Factory, the Ranger Alliance and the remnants of the Stormtrooper team also began a fierce battle. "Remnants of the cargo team, hurry up and capture them. You can't escape. Hurry up and free the kidnapped crew members." The leader of the Ranger Alliance is Ranger Fengayu from Chunlin City. Patrolman Fengayu is considered a rising star recently. This time, he has been tasked by the Alliance to rescue the crew. Hearing this, the leader of the Chang Chang team remnant sneered and said, "Is it just you? Did you not expect that the Ranger Alliance would have no one available? They actually sent such a young child here." Chang Chang, the leader of the team, is none other than Yugi, one of the 4 cadres who was arrested in front of the temple in the Cyclamen Mountains. The reason why Yugi appears here is because during the escort, the Ranger Alliance members were attacked by the remaining members of the rushing team and successfully rescued them. After experiencing the last incident, their attack team also began to lurk and plan a new conspiracy. The night shift factory in front of them is one of the bases of their rushing team in Kyulu City. The reason why the shipyard crew members were taken hostage this time was to cut off the routes between other regions and the Fial region, and to prevent powerful trainers from other regions from entering the Fial region. The last failure was brought about by the powerful and mysterious trainer, which made them very reluctant. Thus, this action was carried out. However, Yugi didn't expect the Ranger Alliance to respond so quickly. Not long after kidnapping the crew, the Ranger Alliance already knew about it, and even found their base. This shocked Yugi, and also made him shudder. Could it be said that there is a traitor among them? So, only the people from the Ranger Alliance can know the location of their base. Thinking of this, Yugi's cold eyes swept across the people from the urgent team. However, now is not the time to find out the traitor. We must get out of here first. He didn't want to be caught by these Alliance people again. Go, my Pokémons. Yugi released his ace Pokémons, intending to escape from the Alliance's encirclement. 4 white lights flashed, and 2 flying mantises and 2 giant pincer mantises appeared on the field. Feng Yu, the leader of the Alliance, slightly changed his expression when he saw the 4th leader Yugi releasing his ace Pokémon. Then, he shouted loudly and yelled, "Quick, if they want to escape, stop them." When other people from the Ranger Alliance heard this, their faces became a little solemn, and then they all called for their partner Pokémons to appear. The war soon began. However, what the Rangers did not expect was that the strength of their Pokémons was still far worse than that of the attacking team. Especially the 4 Pokémons belonging to Yuki, one of the 4 leaders of the charging team, are really too strong. They can't surpass it at all. The battle only lasted for more than 10 minutes and all the Pokémons on the Rangers side had fallen. How is this possible? At this moment, the Ranger Captain Feng Yu's expression changed drastically, and he looked at the fallen Pokémon on the field in disbelief. HMPH. That's it. The strength of your alliance is just like this. Every generation is actually inferior to the previous one. The 4th Kader Yugi smiled coldly. You. Feng Yu's face was also filled with anger. He did not expect that after the great damage suffered by the covering team last time, they still had such strength. Oh, I said, there's no way they can stop us from attacking the team. Take those crew members and we'll retreat. 4th Kader Yugi ordered his men. Captain, what should we do now? A ranger asked. No, we can't just let them take the crew, we must stop them. Feng Yu said with an angry face. But all of our Pokémons have lost their ability to fight. There's no way to stop them. 4th Kader Yuki is much stronger than us. They spoke one after another. Damn it. Feng Yu gritted his teeth. 4th Kader Yugi on the opposite side looked at them with contempt, with a hint of mockery on his face, and said with disdain, "Farewell, Ranger." After saying this, 4th Kader Yuki planned to retreat with the running team. However, at this moment, a faint voice was heard. "Oh, I didn't expect you to run out." There was a hint of surprise in this voice. After hearing this voice, 4th Kader Yugi's footsteps immediately stopped. His expression changed severely, then he looked around and coldly shouted, "Who is it?" Zarshian walked out from the darkness with a smile on his face. When 4th Kader Yugi saw Zarshian's figure, his complexion instantly changed, a look of horror appeared in his eyes, and his tone changed. "It's you." He remembered that it was this mysterious and powerful coach at Philae Temple who ruined his plan to attack the team. At this moment, the people from the Ranger Alliance also turned around, and saw a young man wearing a red and white shirt, blue pants, and a hat. When Feng Yu saw Zarshian, there was also a look of surprise on her face. "Kai, it's you? Why are you here?" Zarshian looked at Feng Yu, and said with a smile, "Feng Yu Patrol, long time no see." Then, Zarshian fixed his gaze on 4th Kader Yugi, and said lightly. He said, "You want to leave, have you asked me to? Also, let those crew members leave quickly." 4th Kader Yugi's expression also darkened. Cheyenne Force. He had already seen it when he was at Philae Temple. You know, the 3 sacred beasts summoned by their leader were defeated by the powerful trainer in front of them. He already knew in his heart that this plan might also fail. Thinking of this, 4th Kader Yugi felt a little reluctant. but there was nothing he could do, because just relying on people like them, there was no way he could compete with the trainer in front of him. Damn it. Fourth Kata Yugi gritted his teeth and said bitterly, "Let those people go, let's retreat." Hearing this, the assault team members released the kidnapped crew members, and then ran towards the secret passage. "Just wait for me, our charging team won't let you go." After the fourth Kata Yugi said these words, he retreated with the people from the cargo team. Zacian naturally didn't take these harsh words to heart. "Kai, why are you here?" Fengyu walked over and asked. "I originally wanted to go to the shipyard and take a ship to other places, but I heard that the crew members were kidnapped by the stormtroopers, so I came here to rescue them." Zacian said with a smile. "Phew. Fortunately, you're here, otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to rescue the kidnapped crew members so easily." Fengyu also said with a smile. After rescuing the crew members, Zacian returned to the shipyard with them. "Hello, this is my ticket. I want to go to the 7 islands." Zacian said to the previous staff member. The NPC staff looked at Zacian's ship ticket, nodded, and then opened the door and let Zacian get on the ship. Not long after, Zacian stood on the deck of the ship, watching as the ship slowly left the port and headed towards other areas. Chapter 138 Arriving at 7 Islands. The Pokémon Center has a power outage. To be honest, even though we took a boat, we couldn't move freely on it. Then, as if frozen, when Zacian regained his ability to move again, he found that he had arrived at the 7 islands. Later, Zacian got off the boat and arrived at the first island of the 7 islands, Juan Island. Juan Island is not a whole island, but consists of 3 islands not far apart from each other. At the southern end of Juan Island is a beach called Treasure Beach, where you can find large pearls, star sand, and other valuable items. In the north, the northernmost island, Denghuo Mountain, can be reached via the Huazhao Mountain Road. The volcano is famous for its hot springs, where you can recuperate and attract countless tourists. Although Mount Lantern is a dormant volcano, its underground magma is still active, so it attracts many fire Pokémon. Zacian thought about it and decided to go to the Juan Island Pokémon Center to take a look first. Zacian remembers that in Pokémon, the plot seems to be triggered from the Pokémon Center on Island 1. At the same time, in the Pokémon Center on Juan Island, something extremely serious was happening. Drive Jinhu, the power in the Pokémon Center has completely stopped. Joey from the Pokémon Center walked up to a middle-aged man in a white coat and said anxiously, "What's going on?" Hearing this, the middle-aged man frowned and asked, "Just now, a group of people dressed in black uniforms with a red R tattooed on their chest came to the Pokémon Center, destroyed your machine, and took the 2 gems inside. After that, the Pokémon Center completely lost power. Now there are many injured Pokémon that can't be treated." "What?" Dr. Jinhu's expression suddenly changed when he heard this. "This is bad. It must be someone from Team Rocket." Only the people from Team Rocket wear uniforms with a red letter R tattooed on them. As a researcher of the Pokémon Alliance, Dr. Jinhu naturally knows some secrets that outsiders don't know. If there's no energy, those Pokémon's injuries will become more and more serious. If they don't receive timely treatment, they're likely to die, said with a solemn expression. Although Joey didn't say the next words, Jinhu understood that if she didn't receive treatment in time, she would probably die. "Is there any way to contact other islands, ask them for help, and ask them to send trainers to support us?" Dr. Jinhu said in a deep voice. "No, communication on the island has been completely cut off. There's no way to contact other islands." Joey replied awkwardly. After that group of people attacked the Pokémon Center, Joey also tried to contact other islands for support. However, she contacted him for a long time and couldn't get through to him at all. Then, he checked the communication equipment on the island and found that the group of people not only cut off the power supply on the island, but also cut off the communication equipment. It can be said that Juan Island has now completely lost contact with the outside world. Damn it. Dr. Jinhu's face was full of anger, and he said angrily, "These people from Team Rocket, where are they going?" "It seems that they are heading in the direction of Lantern Mountain," he said. Let's go back to the Pokémon Center to see if there is any way to repair the communication equipment. Dr. Jinhu turned to Joey and said, and then ran towards the Pokémon Center. Seeing this, Joey quickly followed. After arriving at the Pokémon Center, Dr. Jinhu checked the communication equipment, and his expression suddenly became ugly. I saw that those communication equipment had been completely destroyed and could not be repaired at all. Then, Dr. Jinhu went to the room where the power system was installed to check it. The power system equipment is better than the communication equipment, at least it hasn't been damaged. It's just that the two rubies and sapphires that provide power in the power device were removed, so it couldn't provide power. If those two gems are retrieved from Team Rocket, power can be restored, and the Pokémon Center can resume operation. Not only that, even if the communication device is destroyed, there is still a communication system in the Pokémon's teleportation device. As long as power is supplied, and the communication system in the Pokémon transmission device is activated, it can still communicate with the outside world. However, the only difficulty now is that there are no Alliance trainers on Chuan Island. How to retrieve the two reds and sapphires from Team Rocket? Thinking of this, Dr. Jinhu's face turned a little ugly. Joey, are there trainers traveling around the island? Can you send them a mission and ask them to help you retrieve Team Rocket's energy gems? This Joey looked hesitant. When he heard this, he hesitated and said, although there are trainers who have come to travel to the island, they are all trainers who have just traveled for a short time and are not very strong. Let them go. I'm afraid they won't be. We can defeat the Rockets. People may even be in danger. There's something wrong with this. We can only let them go now, otherwise, those seriously injured Pokémon will probably die if they don't receive treatment. Jinhu shook his head and said, okay. After a long silence, Joey could only nod his head and agreed with Dr. Jinhu's opinion. However, just as Joey was about to assign tasks to the new trainers traveling around the island, a young man wearing a red and white shirt, blue pants, and a peaked cap walked in. He searched the Pokémon Center for a week and approached Joey and Dr. Jinhu. With a smile on his face, he asked, excuse me, have you encountered any difficulties? Is there anything I can help you with? Hearing this, both Joey and Dr. Jinhu were stunned for a moment. Then, Dr. Jinhu set his sights on this young man. This young man is naturally Zacian. Dr. Jinhu looked at Zacian and asked, young man, hello, I'm the person in charge of Chuan Island, the researcher of the Jinhu Alliance. There is an important task now that requires the help of trainers. I wonder if you are competent? Hearing this, Zacian's eyes sparkled, and he secretly thought that the task was coming. Drive Jinhu, hello, I'm a traveling trainer, you can call me Kai. I think I'm qualified for this task. After saying that, Zacian also took out the Pokémon's phone. Pokémon phone. Some information about the players. Zacian clicked on his personal information and showed it to Dr. Jinhu. When Dr. Jinhu saw the record of obtaining 2 badges in Zacian's information, a hint of joy appeared on his face. Young man, the communication device of the Pokémon Center was destroyed by the Rockets. Furthermore, the source of electrical power, the 2 red and sapphire in the device, were also snatched away by them. If the Pokémon Center's power is not restored in time, the injured Pokémon inside will not receive timely treatment. Your mission is to retrieve those 2 from Team Rocket. A ruby sapphire that provides energy, can you do it? Dr. Jinhu looked at Zacian with a solemn expression and said in a solemn tone. In his opinion, Zacian's ability to obtain 2 badges already represented that Zacian's strength was quite good. After all, trainers who have just started traveling are not strong enough to defeat gym trainers, nor to be recognized and get 2 badges. Therefore, he was quite relieved to leave this task to Zacian. However, one thing that is not clear is that we do not know what the Rocket's strength is. You know, Team Rocket is the most evil organization in the Kanto region. The Kanto Alliance and Team Rocket have been fighting each other for many years and have always been in a stalemate. It is enough to show how powerful the Team Rocket members are. Zacian smiled and said, don't worry, Dr. Jinhu, I will definitely get those 2 rubies and sapphires back. By the way, where did the Rockets go? Team Rocket is heading towards Deng Volcano. Deng volcano is on the northern island. It can be reached through a shallow sea. Dr. Jinhu replied. Zarshan nodded. Drive Jinhu, please wait for my good news. Then, Zarshan walked towards the outside of the Pokémon Center. Looking at Zarshan's departing figure, Joey worriedly asked, Drive Jinhu, is it okay to leave it to him? Dr. Jinhu sighed and said, now I can only place my hope on this trainer. I hope he can successfully retrieve the red sapphire. We must report Team Rocket's activities on the 7 islands. I don't know what they have planned. After the center, Zarshan released the fire-breathing dragon and then flew towards the north. Chapter 139. I'm the special correspondent of the headquarters. The vibration deepened the Deng volcano. Soon after, Zarshan rode the fire-breathing dragon to the Huazhao Mountain Road in the northernmost part of Jiuan Island. The Huazhao Mountain Road is the only road to Dengshan Mountain. At this time, there were many Team Rocket members on the Huazhao Mountain Road. After Zarshan saw it, he quickly let the fire-breathing dragon land to see if he could detect any information. Speaking of which, the Huazhao Mountain Road and Dengshan Mountain cover a relatively large area. It would be a waste of time to search for places like this. It's better to grab Team Rocket's tongue and interrogate them to see if there is any information. After Zarshan landed on the ground, he walked towards the 2 Team Rocket members standing on the Huazhao Mountain Road. Who? Stop. The 2 Team Rocket members saw Zarshan's figure and shouted, staring at Zarshan with cold eyes. I'm a tourist who comes to Dengshan Mountain to soak in the hot springs. How can I get to Dengshan Mountain? Zarshan said with a smile. Lantern Mountain is closed. Outsiders are not allowed to enter now. Please leave quickly. One of the Team Rocket members looked at Zarshan and said coldly, oh, when did Dengshan Mountains close? Why didn't I know? Zarshan said with a smile. Why is there so much nonsense? If we say we can't pass, we can't pass. Another Team Rocket member looked at Zarshan with a cruel expression and said coldly. Hearing this, Zarshan's eyes flashed, and an idea appeared in his heart. Who do you think you are? How dare you speak to me like this? Who is the cadre you lead this time? Call him. Zarshan pretended to be gloomy and said coldly. Hearing this, the 2 Team Rocket members were stunned, a little confused by Zarshan's words. Generally speaking, the people who know the internal affairs of their Team Rockets are members of Team Rockets. Could it be that the young man in front of me is from their Team Rockets? Who are you? As a result, the expressions of the 2 men eased slightly, but they still needed to confirm. I'm the special commissioner sent by Chief Sakaki to help you complete this plan. I came here specially from Job and City headquarters. Take me to see your leader. Come back and you'll be punished. He had been in contact with members of the Rockets before, so Zarshan still imitated them more closely. The 2 men's expressions changed slightly. Special correspondent? The 2 of them were confused, but they also knew that, if their plan was delayed, they might not be able to afford it. Moreover, since this young man knows their boss Sakaki, he must be a member of Team Rocket. After all, only insiders know boss Sakaki's name. It's impossible for ordinary people to know where the Rocket's headquarters is. Therefore, he quickly brought Zarshan to the depths of Lantern Volcano, Team Rocket's temporary base. Zarshan followed a Team Rocket member and walked all the way to the depths of Lantern Volcano. When they entered the location of Wet Volcano, they were stopped. Who is it? Stop. Several Team Rocket members suddenly appeared on the side of the road of Lantern Mountain. One of the core members was stunned for a moment when he saw them and said in confusion, Ixiu? Why are you here? Aren't you guarding Huazhao Mountain Road? Why are you here on Dengshan Mountain? This, the Team Rocket member named Isu quickly explained. Captain Sarayani, the man behind me is a special commissioner sent by Chief Sakaki from Job and City headquarters to help us complete the task. This plan. Take him to the temporary base to see Mr. Gam. Hearing this, Captain Kangu was also stunned. The special commissioner of the headquarters? When will the headquarters send someone here? Why don't I know? Also, you seem a little unfamiliar, Captain Kangu asked with a suspicious expression, and then his eyes fell on Zarshan and stayed for a while. Zarshan's eyes flashed. It seemed that the Team Rocket leader was still a little cautious. If he was not trusted, he might not be able to enter Denghuo Mountain. Therefore, Zarshan took 2 steps forward, looked at Captain Kangu, and said, "Hello, I'm the Special Commissioner sent by Chief Sakaki from Joban City Headquarters to help you complete your mission. I'm a subordinate of Lord Athena. I have been here before. I'm active in the Fangyuan area, so it is normal that you have not seen me before." "Sir, Athena's subordinates?" Zarshan was a little unconvinced. After all, the people who can know the secrets of Team Rocket are basically captain level or above. In this case, the young man in front of him may really be someone sent from the headquarters. However, you have to prove it. Thinking of this, Captain Kangu nodded and said to the previous Team Rocket member Ixiu, "Go back first. Keep an eye on the Huazheo Mountain Road and don't let anyone else in." The Team Rocket member nodded, then turned and left. Captain Kangu said to Zarshan, "Let me take you to find Lord Gam." Then, he turned to the other members and said, "Keep being more vigilant here." He continued to hide in the grass at the edge of the road, acting as a secret sentry. "Let's go." After saying something to Zarshan, Captain Kangu walked towards the cave deep within Deng Volcano. Seeing this, Zarshan breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. It seemed like he had tricked him. Then, Zarshan quickly followed behind him. As he walked, Captain Kangu asked, "Brother, what are you doing in the Fangyuan area?" Hearing this, Zarshan knew in his heart that this was another test from this person. After pondering for a while, Zarshan said with a smile, "Lady Athena sent me to the Fangyuan area to capture some Pokémon. As you know, Dr. Fuji found a piece of the legendary ghost Pokémon in South America. Fossil. The reason we are ordered to collect Pokémon from all over the world and obtain their genes is to resurrect the Pokémon in this fossil. According to the plot of the anime and the game, the reason why the Rockets want to capture and steal the Pokémon is that the purpose is probably to obtain numerous genetic samples. Use these genetic samples to create Mewtwo, the artificial mythical beast. It must be said that the Rockets' black technology is really powerful, and they successfully created Mewtwo. Furthermore, in Zarshan's memory, the base where Team Rocket created Mewtwo seemed to be on the new island. As for the location of the new island, it turns out to be just south of the 7 islands, very close to the 7 islands. The reason why people like Team Rocket destroyed the power equipment on the 7 islands and cut off communications, I'm afraid it's just to carry out this plan, right? When the Kangu captain heard this, he completely let down his guard. In fact, everything was just as Zarshan said. They were capturing and stealing Pokémons all over the world just to collect genetic specimens. On one hand, this plan on the 7 islands is to cut off the communication between the 7 islands and the outside world, and on the other hand, it is to capture the legendary Pokémons on the 7 islands. During their investigation, they discovered that there was a legendary Pokémon, the Flamebird, living in the lava depths of the Lantern volcano on Chuan Island. The strength of this Flamebird is not very strong. With the current technology of their Rockets team, it is enough to capture this Flamebird. In fact, there is not just one flamingo, they are a whole group, distributed all over the world. However, the only firebird that can be called a divine beast and obtain the priesthood is the one from the Orange Islands. That firebird is too powerful, and every move has the power to destroy the world. The Rockets also tried to capture it, but ultimately failed. Finally, they also realized that the mythical beast was not something they could deal with. As a last resort, they set their sights on other flamebirds. And this one on Juan Island is the target of their plan. Just as Captain Kangu was carrying Zarshan into the deep cave of Deng Volcano, suddenly, a violent tremor erupted from the depths of Deng Volcano. It made the entire ground tremble, as if there was a huge earthquake. What happened? Zarshan asked doubtfully. Hearing Zarshan's question, Captain Kangu also smiled and replied, "Lord Gamu's plan has begun, and the flamebird in the depths of Deng Volcano has awakened." Hearing this, Zarshan was slightly surprised, and then came to his senses. Could it be said that their goal is to capture the flamebird deep in the volcano of light? Zacian remembered that in the game Pokémon, there was indeed a flame bird deep in the Seven Islands volcano of light. Thinking of this, Zacian finally understood. However, if you meet me, your plan may fail. Zacian secretly laughed in his heart, and he already had a plan in his heart. Later, Zacian urged Captain Kangu to quickly take him to see his Lord Gamu. Chapter 140 The Wrath of the Firebird, the Special Commissioner appears. In the deep cave of Deng Volcano, there is an area closed to magma. At this moment, more than a dozen Team Rocket members are inspecting here for signs of life in the magma. And Gamu, one of the two main carters of the Seven Islands, was standing on the side and watching. Sir, signs of the flame bird were found in the magma. The containment device is ready and can be activated. At this moment, a Team Rocket member ran over and reported, "Okay, lure the flame bird out and prepare to capture it." Team Rocket leader Gam's eyes flashed, a malicious smile appeared on his face, and he said lightly, "Yes." The team member replied, and then ran towards the location of many teams. Quickly, turn on the guidance device and take out the flame bird. The device has started up successfully and is in standby mode. The power output is stable, the waveforms match the control device is ready. Energy output is stable as a series of responses sounded. All preparations for capturing the flame bird were completed. I saw a huge guidance device next to the magma. This is based on the knowledge of the flame bird family. The induction device made from the cry can emit a special cry when activated, and the meaning of this cry is "Partner, where are you?" In addition to the induction device, there is also a legendary Pokémon trap developed by Rocket researchers, which consists of 2 iron rings. When this device is activated, the iron rings will burst with powerful energy fluctuations and interact with each other. They will attract each other and trap the captured Pokémon. In addition, this circular iron trap is unbreakable and can withstand the attacks of the Pokémon. It can be said that with the existence of these two devices, this plan is basically foolproof. So when the induction device began to activate, a sound wave suddenly erupted from the device. It imitated the sound of the bird on fire, and then the sound wave spread towards the magma. At the bottom of the magma, a few hundred meters above the ground, there was a large bat with a streamlined crown and a tail like a sleeping flame. This large bat suddenly turned into the legendary Pokémon, the flame bird. A shout came from above, "Partner, where are you? Buddy, where are you?" Hearing this cry, the sleeping flame bird suddenly opened its eyes. The chirping sound was heard continuously, and a trace of doubt flashed in the flame bird's eyes. Is another one of the same kind appearing here? Although there are not many firebirds in the entire Pokémon world, there are only a dozen of them, responsible for protecting each area. Of course, not all firebirds are very powerful. In human terms, it can only be said that, except for the leader of the flame bird on the Orange Islands, it reaches the level of mythical beast. Except for the standard one, the rest of the flame birds can only be considered human champions. Level Pokémon. Generally speaking, there will not be many flame birds in the same area. They have been on this island for decades. It has been a long time since I saw one of the same kind. Chirping of the same kind, I was naturally a little confused. Thinking of this, the flame bird moved its body, that had not been stretched for a long time, and planned to go up and see what was going on soon. After its body was full of strength, the flame bird flapped its wings twice and soared towards the surface of the magma. After a while, the flame bird arrived below the surface of the magma and rushed out of the magma, preparing to see its body. However, what it didn't expect was that a terrifying energy beam suddenly erupted from a distance and headed towards it. The energy beam was mixed with the power to destroy the world. Even it was frightened. Without any hesitation, the flame bird flapped its wings and controlled a violent heat vortex, intending to defeat this energy beam. The already hot magma cave became even hotter under the control of the flame bird. The flame bird was unable to withstand the impact of the energy beam. The heat vortex was only resisted for a moment, but it was completely penetrated by the energy beam. It shot straight towards flame bird without any pause, and flame bird's eyes suddenly shrank. Fortunately, the flame bird finally narrowly avoided this fierce beam of energy. The beam of energy bombarded the cave wall, and then the cave began to collapse, large pieces of gravel falling into the magma. A huge amount of magma. At this moment, the flame bird also came back to its senses and looked up. There were no figures of its companions in the cave, but there were more than 10 humans in black uniforms. Dumbfounded. Could it be that these humans were imitating the sounds of their kind? That's right. Such strange things around humans. Immediately afterward, the flames all over its body became a little more exuberant. At this moment, the Team Rocket members who watched the flame bird's appearance also had a hint of joy on their faces. Team Rocket leader Garm's eyes sparkled, and he quickly ordered, "Activate the capture device." Yes. Then, under the operation of the Team Rocket members, the capture device was quickly activated. The energy used in the capture device is provided by the rubies snatched from the Pokémon Center. Of course, what they snatched from the Pokémon Center this time was a sapphire. Among the 7 islands, there is an Alliance researcher who studies energy, Dr. Jinhu. These 2 rubies and sapphires are the results of Dr. Jinhu's research. Putting 2 rubies and sapphires into a special device can produce huge amounts of energy. After the Rockets learned the news, they set in motion a series of plans to snatch the rubies and sapphires. This time, the capture device used to conquer the flame bird only used rubies. Carter, another Carter stationed on the 7 islands, took the other sapphire and went to the 4th island to conquer the frozen birds on the frozen island. Although only 1 ruby was used, the energy contained in it was enough to capture the flame bird. Then, 2 iron rings were launched from the capture device, which contained a strong magnetic force, and attacked the flame bird in midair. When the flame bird saw 2 strange circles flying towards them, a trace of disdain flashed in its eyes. I saw that the flame bird opened its beak and a stream of flame spurted out, enveloping 2 strange circles. The flame bird is originally a Pokémon that lives in magma, so the jet flame it uses is very hot. No matter what kind of metal it is, it will melt in its flames. However, what surprised the flame bird was when its jet flame attack bombarded those 2 strange circles. It did not melt it, but instead continued to advance towards its position, and the speed was extremely fast. Before the flame bird could react, the 2 iron rings caught the flame bird and attracted them, forming a huge ball. It was like a ball-shaped cage, containing the flame bird. Seeing this, Team Rocket's Garm Carter also had a smile on his face, and then ordered, "Release the current, and make it honest." Yes. Then, a Team Rocket member pressed the button on the remote control in his hand. Instantly, the iron ring that wrapped around the flame bird began to rotate. Then, a dazzling golden light burst out. The flame bird, which was still struggling to escape from the iron ring, suddenly let out a scream under the powerful current. It only felt a strong current running through its entire body. It was like being struck by lightning from the lightning bird. No, it's even more terrifying and powerful than the lightning bird's thunder and lightning. Bathed in the golden current, the flame bird's entire body emitted green smoke, as if it had been burned. The flame bird's physical strength also lost a lot under this electrical attack. The flame bird's expression became a little sluggish. It hadn't fought for decades, and its body's energy had yet to fully recover. At this moment, it naturally found it uncomfortable to suffer such a severe blow. However, the flame bird's eyes grew even angrier. Humans. These damn humans. How dare you attack it? The flame bird let out a long cry and struggled hard again, trying to break free from the shackles of the iron circle. However, no matter how hard it struggled, the iron ring was like gangrene clinging to its bones, tightly covering its body. When Garm, the leader of Team Rocket, saw this situation, he coldly snorted, "Keep increasing the current. Humph, you don't know whether to live or die, but you still dare to fight back. Let us be dominated by our rockets." With that, Garm's cold and intimidating smile appeared on his face. After hearing the order, the Team Rocket members all increased the current output of the iron circle. The flame bird in the iron circle let out an even more shrill cry. Soon, it was knocked out by the electric current and lost its ability to fight. Seeing this, Garm calmly said, "Take it back." Yes. The Team Rocket members were seen operating the capture device for a while, and the iron circle suspended in the air moved towards them. This was an elaborate recycling system using the latest technology that allows iron rings to be recycled. Soon, the iron ring holding the flame bird fell to the ground. Seeing this, Team Rocket's leader Garm stepped forward and ordered, "Open the capture device." This. Hearing this, everyone was stunned for a moment, with doubtful looks on their faces. "What are you doing standing there? Turn on the device." Garm, the leader of Team Rocket, looked around with cold eyes, causing many team members to tremble, and quickly opened the iron ring device. As the iron ring was opened, the unconscious flame bird also appeared in front of Team Rocket's leader Garm. Then, he took out a lavender Pokémon ball from his pocket. "Lord Garm, what kind of Pokémon ball is this? Why haven't you seen it before?" Many Team Rocket members looked at the lavender Pokémon ball in Garm's hand, and were stunned for a moment, and asked in confusion. Team Rocket's Kada, Garm, looked at everyone and calmly said, "This is a Poké Ball in development, obtained from the Silver Company. It's called the Master Ball. Semi-finished product. Dr. Nanbo has deciphered the information on this ball, and created this ball specifically, to conquer the Flame Bird." Hearing this, everyone nodded. Then, Team Rocket's leader, Garm, threw the Master Ball in his hand at the Flame Bird, that fell to the ground. The Master Ball traced an arc in the air, and was about to touch the body of the flaming bird. However, at this moment, something unexpected happened. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning shot out from a distance and hit the Master Ball. Boom. Immediately afterwards, there was an explosion and the purple Master Ball was directly shattered in the lightning. This lightning was so fast, that no one could react yet. Even Team Rocket's leader Garm is the same. When they reacted, and saw the shattered Master Ball, they were stunned. "Big Master Ball. Broken? Who is it?" At this moment, Team Rocket's leader Garm's expression suddenly changed, extremely ugly, and then he turned his head, and looked in the direction, where the electric light came from. I saw, not far away, a young man wearing a red and white shirt, blue trousers, and a peaked cap. In the hands of the young man, there was also a member of Team Rocket. This figure was naturally Zarshian. After the shock, Zarshian urged the Rocket's member leading the way, to quickly bring him over. When he was close to the entrance of the cave, he knocked him unconscious, while he was not paying attention. When he arrived, he found Garm, the leader of the Rockets, taking out the Master Ball, and attempting to conquer the Flame Bird. Zarshian didn't even think about it, and directly released Pikachu, firing out 100,000 volts. Zarshian also didn't expect the purple Master Ball to be so unbeatable. It was shattered by Pikachu's 100,000 volts. Is this a fake Master Ball? The quality is so bad. Zarshian complained speechlessly, feeling a little surprised. He naturally recognized the Master Ball in the Rocket's members' hands, because he had a lot of them in his backpack. Originally, he only wanted to knock the Master Ball down, but he didn't expect it to shatter into pieces. However, in this way, it can be considered a success in preventing the Rocket's plan to conquer the Flame Birds. That's Captain Kangu. What's going on? Captain Kangu was knocked unconscious. When many Team Rocket members saw the figure in Zarshian's hand, their expression suddenly changed. "Boy, who are you? How dare you stop our rockets?" At this moment, Team Rocket's leader Garm also had a gloomy face, with murderous intent pouring out of his eyes. He was going to kill someone. Seeing that this plan was about to succeed, all that was left was to subdue the flaming bird. Unexpectedly, a person stepped out halfway. Not only did he disrupt his plans, what's even more disgusting is that he actually broke the Master Ball. Damn it. If looks could kill, Zarshian had been killed thousands of times by the eyes of Team Rocket's leader Garm. The leaders of Team Rocket all looked at Zarshian at this moment, as if they wanted to cut him into pieces. Hearing this, Zarshian simply smiled lightly and said, "Team Rocket, I'm here to stop you. Some things were delayed today, so I will temporarily combine them into one big chapter, and the rest will be made up for tomorrow." Chapter 141 The Underestimated Green Caterpillar Flea. Damn boy. Team Rocket's Cardigan roared angrily, baring his two front teeth, just like Ladder using her front teeth angrily. It was because this kid destroyed the Master Ball that he was unable to give Dr. Nanba the data to study the Poké Ball again. Now, we can only use other Pokémon balls to subdue this flaming bird. Thinking of this, Team Rocket leader Garm's heart grew even angrier. "Guys, stop it." Team Rocket leader Garm waved his hand and ordered, Then, he took out a high-level ball and prepared to subdue the flaming bird that had lost its ability to fight. After hearing the order, the Team Rocket members looked at Zacian with cold eyes and released their Pokémon one after another. A flash of white light flashed, and many Pokémon appeared in the cave. Seeing this, Zacian showed a faint smile and said lightly, "You want to stop me with these trash fish? Are you too small for me? It's useless even if Arceus is here." Zacian took out the remaining 5 Pokémon balls, and with a flash of white light, the figures of the 5 Pokémon appeared in front of everyone. Charizard, Bite Shark, Menace, Freeze Bird, and a green caterpillar. Together with the Pikachu released earlier. This is the team Zacian is currently wearing. Many members of Team Rocket had a look of surprise in their eyes when they saw the first Pokémon in the summer, and they all took a breath of air. That's the legendary Pokémon, the Frozen Bird. This kid actually has a frozen bird. How is it possible? Could it be the frozen bird from Island 4? So many members failed of Team Rocket looked extremely shocked. Even Team Rocket's leader, Garm, despite being well informed, was stunned at this moment, with a look of horror in his eyes. However, after seeing the last green caterpillar, everyone burst out laughing. There's actually a green caterpillar? I'm laughing so hard. Only a green caterpillar wants to stop our Team Rocket? If the freeze bird could do it, then just this green caterpillar? Humph, ignorant boy. Many members of Team Rocket obviously looked down on Zacian's release of green caterpillars. Zacian paid no attention to the taunts of many Rocket's members. He looked at everyone with a faint gaze, and a look of condensation flashed in his eyes. Seeing Zacian's eyes like this, everyone felt as if a basin of cold water had been poured onto their faces, and their entire body trembled. Something unbelievable seemed to happen next. Zacian sneered, and then he ordered the green caterpillar, Dragon Wave. The green caterpillar was seen writhing, and then a purple energy wave suddenly erupted from its body. This energy fluctuation was extremely terrifying, and it instantly turned into a ripple that spread in all directions. Most of the Pokémons that were members of Team Rocket fell to the ground in an instant under the attack of the green caterpillar's Dragon Wave. Instant death. Just one move of Dragon Wave. Most of their Pokémon were instantly killed. When everyone in Team Rocket saw this situation, their eyes almost popped out. There was a look of horror on their face, full of disbelief. How is this possible? How can this green caterpillar be so powerful? Everyone in Team Rocket felt that their 3 views had been subverted. At this moment, the leader of the Rockets, Garm, who was about to throw the ball, was also stunned. Isn't this green caterpillar too outrageous? Can it actually learn Dragon Wave? The reason why the green caterpillar can instantly kill a large number of Pokémon is because its current level is already very high. And Pokémon like Team Rocket are only at level 20 or 30. It would be strange not to die instantly. After Zacian defeated many Pokémon on the green caterpillar, he let other Pokémon launch attacks. In just a few breaths, all the Pokémon released by the Team Rocket members fell to the ground, losing their ability to fight. And Team Rocket's leader, Garm, also wants to take advantage of the battle to conquer the flame birds. But he was stopped by a yellow-skinned mouse. He even released his own Pokémon of more than 50 levels. But he couldn't withstand the attacks of this yellow-skinned rat and died instantly. This shocked and angered the Team Rocket cadres. This trainer came out of nowhere. Strength can be so powerful. You know, his strength is also one of the best among the Rockets. Apart from Sakaki and the 4 generals, he is already considered the strongest of Team Rocket, comparable to a king level trainer. Even Carter, another cadre stationed on one of the 7 islands, is slightly weaker than him in terms of strength. However, at that time, he was defeated by a mysterious trainer, which made Garm a little unbelievable. At the same time, he already understood in his heart that this mission would probably end in failure. The opponent is very powerful, even if he uses group attack tactics. But there is no way to defeat the opponent. They couldn't even defeat the green caterpillar that looked so weak. Thinking of this, Garm already had the desire to retreat in his heart. He looked at Zacian bitterly, then winked at several of his subordinates, and said in a deep voice, "Retreat." These subordinates were all veterans who had gone on many missions with him, and naturally had a lot of experience. In the blink of an eye, I understood what Garm meant. Then, he took out a few small grey pellets and threw them towards the ground. Boom. The small grey ball fell to the ground and suddenly a cloud of smoke filled the air, enveloping the figures of Team Rocket in it. Zarshian was stunned for a moment when he saw a large amount of smoke filling the cave. What's going on? When the smoke cleared, there was no Team Rocket member in the cave. Zarshian was also a little dumbfounded and complained speechlessly, "Are they retreating now?" After all, the strength of the summer Pokémon is really terrifying. They killed his Pokémon in an instant. How could they fight back? There's no need to fight back at all. To be honest, Zarshian didn't expect the Rockets to retreat so decisively. He looked around helplessly, and there were still many devices left, as well as the Firebird, that had lost its fighting ability. Then, he came to the capture device previously used by Team Rocket. On the capture device, there was a red gem, which they snatched from the center of the Pokémon. Zarshian took off the red gem. Ding. The player has obtained the quest item, a red gem full of energy. After obtaining the quest item, Zarshian walked up to the Flamebird, looked at the big bird, and fell into deep thought. I already have a Firebird, do I want to tame it? After thinking about it, Zarshian planned to tame the Flamebird. After all, who wouldn't like the mythical beast? Zarshian then took out the Master Ball from his backpack and threw it towards the Flamebird. However, after the Master Ball came into contact with the Flamebird, it bounced back. Ding. Legendary Pokémon cannot be conquered by players in the special plot. Seeing this message, Zarshian also felt a little helpless. It seems that, as long as they are Pokémon in special plots, they cannot be conquered. Zarshian sighed and asked the fire-breathing dragon to destroy the flaming bird's restraining device. Then, he threw it into the magma and left it to die alone. Since it cannot be conquered, Zarshian does not intend to allow it to be an eyesore here. Out of sight, out of mind. After doing this, Zarshian left the cave. Arriving at the outskirts of Deng Volcano, all of the former Sentinel members of Team Rocket had retreated. Now Deng Volcano has returned to calm. Next, Zarshian plans to return to the Pokémon Center and deliver the ruby to Dr. Jinhu first. Then, Zarshian released the fire-breathing dragon and flew towards the Pokémon Center. Shortly after Zarshian left, the Firebird also woke up. When he saw that he was actually in the magma, a trace of doubt appeared in his eyes. What is going on? Wasn't he caught by those hateful humans? The Flamebird quickly moved towards the surface of the magma. When he saw that the figures in the cave had disappeared, leaving only a pile of scrap metal, he also felt a little confused. What is going on? Chapter 142 Sapphire's Whereabouts. Investigators request. After returning to the Pokémon Center, Zarshian found Dr. Jinhu who was repairing the energy device. "Doctor, I got the ruby back," Zarshian said with a smile. Hearing this, Dr. Jinhu looked at Zarshian with some surprise and said in surprise, "So fast?" Zarshian took out the ruby from his backpack and handed it to Dr. Jinhu. Dr. Jinhu took the ruby handed over by Zarshian with a joyful expression on his face. "It's really a ruby." Then Dr. Jinhu ran to the energy device and put the ruby into the energy device. Dr. Jinhu turned on the power supply and the power in some areas of the Pokémon Center suddenly returned to normal. However, with just one ruby, it can only temporarily power the Pokémon Center and cannot last long. Red and Sapphire are needed to completely restore the Pokémon Center's power. Kai, just one ruby is not enough. Another Sapphire is needed to completely restore the Pokémon Center's energy. Dr. Jinhu frowned, looked at the device screen, and said to Zarshian, "Is that so?" Zarshian nodded and asked, "Then where is the other Sapphire?" Several trainers came to report that there was a group of people in black uniforms heading towards the fourth island. Zarshian stood for a while and said, "During the time Zarshian was gone, some trainers active on the island came over and explained the signs of Team Rocket to Dr. Jinhu and others. In that case, that Sapphire should be on Island 4. Zarshian asked, "Yes, it's very likely that they are on Island 4, but it doesn't rule out that people from Team Rocket are on other islands." After a pause, he said again, "By the way, I want to ask you a favor." "Drive Jinhu, tell me." Zarshan's eyes sparkled. I have a fossil here, and I'd like you to bring it to Researcher Denghu on Island 2. Researcher Denghu is a master who specializes in fossil research. Dr. Jinhu explained. Okay, it's up to me. Zarshan said with a smile. Okay. Dr. Jinhu nodded, then walked to Joai's side, brought back a grey fossil, and handed it to Zarshan. Ding. Players obtain plot props, mysterious fossils. After Zarshan put away the fossils, Dr. Jinhu said to him, by the way, I have a map of the 7 islands here. I hope it can be useful to you. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining the special prop, 7 Islands map, with a 100-fold benefit. 7 Islands map has been upgraded to 7 Islands holographic map. Zarshan nodded, put the map into his backpack, and walked out of the Pokémon Center. After leaving the Pokémon Center, Zarshan planned to go to Treasure Beach in the south of Joan Island to take a look. He remembered that there were many props on Treasure Beach. Then, Zarshan released the fire-breathing dragon, and flew towards the Treasure Beach in the south. Soon, summer came to Treasure Beach in the south. The outer edge of Treasure Beach is a sandy beach, and the center is a protruding grassy hill. Summer has come to the beach. At this time, there was no one on Treasure Beach. Zarshan looked around, and saw a Pokémon ball-like thing on the beach not far away. Sure enough, there is something. A smile appeared on Zarshan's face, and then he walked towards the location of the Pokémon ball-like thing. Ding. Player opens the Pokémon Ball treasure chest, and obtains Skill Disc Power Grid X1, with a 100-fold benefit. Player obtains Skill Disc Power Grid X100. It's actually a skill disc. Zarshan was a little surprised. Electric Grid uses the electric grid to trap the opponent and attack, reducing the opponent's speed. Although the power of this skill is not strong, combined with some special moves, it is enough to cause astonishing damage. For example, Power Grid plus Finishing Touch. The damage is simply explosive. Without hesitation, Zarshan directly let the green caterpillar learn the Power Grid skill, and then taught Pikachu the Power Grid. After doing this, Zarshan once again searched for the Poké Ball treasure chest on Treasure Beach. Half an hour later, he visited the entire beach, and gained quite a bit. On this Treasure Beach, he found 10 Poké Ball treasure chests, and obtained accessories such as Thunderstones, learning devices, lucky eggs, metal films, leftovers, etc. After searching for the treasure chest, Zarshan did not forget the main task, then released the fire-breathing dragon, and flew towards the second Friendship Island. Friendship Island is the smallest of the 7 islands. Although it is relatively small, it has a large port. There is a ship called the Sea Iron Horse parked at the port. The Sea Flame is the only ship from Kauai City and the Kanto region to the 7 islands. Of course, besides the port, there is also an open-air market on Friendship Island, which sells things from all over the world. Not only are there Pokeballs not produced by the Silver Company, but also specialties from the Chengdu and Fangyuan areas, such as Mumu Fresh Milk and Kami and Senbei. However, everything in the open-air market is already sold out. That's why, when I go to the open-air market in summer, I almost come out empty-handed and don't buy anything. However, he didn't forget his mission to Island 2 and handed the fossils in his backpack to a researcher named Denghu. Later, Zarshan came to ask about the Pokémon Center on the second island and finally found out the location of researcher Denghu's house. Researcher Denghu's house is on the west side of Friendship Island, where there is a large building called Happy Game City, which is researcher Denghu's company. When Zarshan arrived at Happy Game City and found researcher Denghu, he found that researcher Denghu was anxiously looking for something. Seeing this situation, Zarshan was stunned for a moment and quickly walked over and asked, "Hello, are you researcher Denghu?" Researcher Denghu heard the voice, raised his head, and saw that it was a young man. He said doubtfully, "Yes, does it have anything to do with me?" "Drive Jinhu asked me to come. He asked me to give you this fossil," Zarshan said. Later, Zarshan took out the fossil from his backpack and handed it to researcher Denghu. Taking the fossil handed over by Zarshan, researcher Denghu nodded with a hint of joy on his face. "Great, this fossil has finally been delivered." He then walked over to a device and put the fossil into it. After doing this, researcher Denghu turned to Zarshan and said, "By the way, can I ask you for a favor? Please tell me that Zarshian has already been used to this. My daughter, Zaomi, has disappeared on the 3 islands Mother and Son Island, but there are still things to do, and there is no time to find my daughter. So, I want to ask you to bring my daughter back. Is that okay? Researcher Denghu looking at Zarshian with expectant eyes. Zarshian thought about it, nodded, and said, "Don't worry, I will take care of this matter." Thank you very much. Researcher Denghu thanked him. Zarshian nodded towards Researcher Denghu and then left. After leaving Happy Game City, Zarshian opened the holographic map of the 7 islands and looked at the location of the Mother and Son Island. He then released the fire-breathing dragon and flew towards the 3 islands. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 143, This Time I Hit the Wall. Mother Island, the 3rd island of the 7 islands, is the most populated city, but it doesn't have the bustle that a big city should have. The reason is that a group of bosses Oku on motorcycles came to Mother and Child Island half a year ago. The bosses Oku are rampaging on Mother and Child Island, making many residents of the island fear their power. Therefore, when I landed on Mother and Child Island in the summer, I found that in this huge city, there were not many people on the streets. Zarshian was also a little surprised, but he didn't think much about it, so he planned to go to the Pokémon Center to inquire about the situation on the island. After arriving at the Pokémon Center, Zarshian walked to Joai, who was busy, and asked, "Hello, has a girl named Zaomi been here?" When Joai heard the question, he stopped holding her hand. While working, there was a hint of surprise in his eyes. He nodded and said, "Zaomi, she's been here." "So where is she now?" Zarshian continued to ask. "It seems like she went to the mysterious forest in the north." Joai thought for a moment and replied, "Okay, thank you." Zarshian smiled and nodded, planning to leave and go to the mysterious forest in the north to find Zaomi. However, just as Zarshian turned around, Joai stopped Zarshian. "Hey, I think you'd better not go to the mysterious forest in the north right now." After hearing this, Zarshian was also a little confused and asked in confusion, "What happened?" Joai explained in a tone of voice, 6 months ago, a group of bosses Oku came to the island. It is said that they came from the Kanto area. After coming to this island, they often acted arrogantly and caused a lot of trouble for the island's residents. The trainers who came to travel before negotiated this, but they all ended in failure. These bosses Oku are very powerful, and many trainers who went to challenge have failed. Because of their power, the island residents don't dare to provoke them. It seems that they are at the intersection of the Lost Forest in the north. I'm afraid that they will defeat you if you go like this. A look of resentment appeared on Joai's face. He obviously deeply hated these Basozakus. I see. I just said why there is no one on the street. Zarshian also nodded and understood the reason. He smiled lightly and said to Joai, "Okay, don't worry, I will handle this matter. Leave these Basozakus to me." This you better not leave. They are too strong. Let's go. Joai coaxed with a worried expression on his face. Zarshian shook his head and said with a smile, "Don't worry, my strength is still good. I can only deal with a few Basozakus." After saying that, Zarshian left the Pokémon Center and walked towards the Lost Forest in the north. Not long after Zarshian left the city, he arrived at the intersection of the Lost Forest. A deafening rumble and roar of engines came from not far away. Then, plumes of smoke rose from a short distance away, and a cloud of smoke filled the entire road. Bosses Oku? Zarshian saw something strange not far away, and this thought flashed through his mind. Just as Zarshian guessed, not long after, 4 men dressed in black leather riding motorcycles appeared in front of Zarshian and surrounded him. "Boy, you still dare to walk on the street, pretending that we, the bosses Oku, don't exist?" At this moment, a bald man stared at Zarshine with a cruel expression. The flesh on his face trembled and spit, and spoke fiercely. That's right. You're tired of living, aren't you? The other 3 younger brothers nodded one after another. Seeing this, Zarshine simply smiled gently and said lightly, I advise you not to block my path, otherwise you will be responsible for the consequences. These members of the Bosazoku clan all laughed, as if they had heard the funniest joke in the world. The gaze he looked at Zarshine was filled with sarcasm and disdain. Is it just you? The bald man looked at Zarshine with disdain and said sarcastically, yes, it's up to me. Zarshine said calmly without any change in his expression. Okay, then I'll give you a chance to challenge me. The bald man said with a glint in his eyes. If you win, we'll make way for you. If you lose, you'll go back and leave 10,000 alliance coins. Okay. Zarshine nodded and continued, but there must be another condition. If I lose, you will leave Mother and Child Island. I will give you 500,000 alliance coins. Zarshine raised the condition again and directly increased the amount to 500,000. Hearing this, the 4 Bosazokus were all stunned, their eyes widened, and there was a look of surprise on their faces. 500,000. The bald man gulped. 500,000 alliance coins. This was the first time he had seen such a bold and foolish boy. I made a lot of money this time. If life didn't force it, who would want to be a Bosazoku? As long as they have these 500,000 in their hands, they will be able to change their way of life and live a prosperous life. Thinking of this, the 4 of them looked at each other with a glimmer of light in their eyes. They will definitely win this challenge. Okay, it's up to you. The bald man nodded heavily. Zarshine smiled softly, feeling happy in his heart. This is really easy to fool. Not to mention 500,000, he doesn't even have a dime's worth of eyebrows. He has Pokemon coins, but he doesn't actually have any alliance coins. The NPCs in this game are too honest. However, being able to reach this level is considered the top smart NPC in the world. 4th brother, you go first. At this moment, the bald man said to a relatively thin young man. Hearing this, the young man nodded, then got off the motorcycle and walked towards Zarshine. Then, he looked at Zarshine and said, release your Pokemon. Seeing this, Zarshine smiled slightly and threw Pikachu's Pokemon Ball directly. In a flash of white light, Pikachu appeared in front of everyone. After everyone saw that the Pokemon released by Zarshine was Pikachu, they immediately laughed. I didn't expect it to be a Pikachu. There are more Pokemons like that than wild dogs on the roadside. Haha, these 500,000 alliance coins are stable. Then, the thin man also released his Pokemon, which was a level 38 Stinky Mud. Seeing this, Zarshine also showed a smile on his face and said lightly, I don't know where you get your confidence from. The battle soon began. Zarshine directly ordered Pikachu, 100,000 volts, kill it. I saw a dazzling golden electric light burst out of Pikachu and bombard towards the Stinky Mud. Boom. An explosion sounded. Smelly Mud screamed as he was attacked by Pikachu with 100,000 volts. His blood volume was instantly emptied, and he lost his ability to fight. Instant death. Just one move of 100,000 volts. Pikachu instantly killed the Stinky Mud. Seeing this situation, the 4 of them were stunned for a moment, and then their eyes widened with disbelief on their faces. How is it possible? In their opinion, Zarshine is just a rich trainer taking advantage of him, and can defeat him just by sending a younger brother. However, this scene now shocked them to the extreme. This Pikachu is so strong. The 4 people finally changed their expressions. The bald man had a gloomy expression and said to the other man in black, 3rd brother, let's go. When the man in black heard this, he nodded, then stood up and released his Pokémon. Only level 38 gas bombs. The result was as usual. Not long after the gas burst appeared, Pikachu killed it again with a single blow. The man in black is defeated. The bald man's face was extremely pale at this moment. He didn't expect that his 2 younger brothers would be defeated by this boy. 2nd brother, let's go. This time, another Bosazoku stood up and released its Pokémon, which was a level 40 Stinky Mud. Although the Pokémon level of the second most powerful member of the boss's Oku clan is higher than the first two, the result is still the same. Directly killed by Pikachu. Then came the second Pokémon, a level 40 gas bomb. But it failed again. Those two boss's Oku guys were all dumbfounded. How can this Pikachu be so strong? The bald guy saw that several of his younger brothers were defeated, so he could only stand up on his own. He released the first Pokémon, a level 43 Stinky Mud. It can be said to be the most powerful in the boss's Oku clan, otherwise, it would not have become their boss. Zacian was also a little surprised when he saw the level 43 Stinky Mud, but he directly let Pikachu launch an attack. In an instant, this level 43 slime was defeated by Pikachu. The bald man looked ugly and released his other Pokémon again, a level 43 Double Bomb Gas. He already knew in his heart that they might lose this challenge. Unexpectedly, while I was hunting geese all day, I was pecked by the geese. This time, they crashed into the wall. Sure enough, the final result was just as the bald man expected. Pikachu instantly killed his Double Bomb Gas again. The bald man sighed softly and said, "If you win this challenge, we will fulfill our promise and leave Mother and Child Island." Hearing this, Zacian nodded and said lightly, "I don't want to see you on the island. See you again." Then, Zacian looked at the four of them and walked towards the Lost Forest. Chapter 144 Master Ball Treasure Box, Strange Girl. After entering the Lost Forest in the summer, I found that the Lost Forest was a bit like a maze, with all kinds of weeds growing lush and the forest paths intertwined. It is indeed worthy of the name of the Lost Forest. If Zacian didn't have the holographic map of the 7 islands, he would probably get lost in this forest. Zacian looked at the map, found a direction, and walked into the depths of the Lost Forest. The light in the Lost Forest was extremely dim, and the lush trees blocked the sun in the sky. There are still many Pokémons left in the forest. Of course, the most common ones are the bug Pokémons, unicorn bugs, and green caterpillars. Secondly, there are their natural enemies, the flying Pokémons, Bobo and Spearow and other groups. Zacian walked through the Lost Forest for a long time, but still couldn't find the girl Zaromi. However, he found many props while wandering, and even found an evolution stone in the grass in Zacian. Items like evolution stones are pretty good. After being carried by a Pokémon, the defense and special defense of the Pokémon that can evolve will increase by 50%. After going all the way, Zacian passed through a little traveled path and came to a tall tree. This tree is situated beside an open space. There are no woods around it, only some grass. In the center of the tree, there was a hole in the tree, and a burst of purple light emerged from it. Zacian was also a little surprised when he saw this purple light. What's inside the tree hole? Without hesitation, Zacian directly walked over, wanting to see what was hidden in the tree hole. However, at this moment, there was a sudden buzzing sound of wings fluttering among the dense branches and leaves. Immediately afterward, a ferocious giant bee fell from the tree like a ghost. The sharp needle tip exuded a terrifying cold light, blocking Zacian's path and pushing towards Zacian. Seeing this, Zacian's expression also condensed, and he quickly rolled towards the grass beside him. After escaping the attack of the giant needle bee, Zacian also breathed a sigh of relief. According to the power of the attack just now, if he were to be stabbed by the giant needle wasp, he would probably lose half of his health. Zacian stood up and fixed his gaze on this ferocious giant needle bee. Suddenly, its information appeared in Zacian's eyes. This is a level 50 giant needle wasp, an extremely high level. Generally speaking, it is very rare for a giant needle bee to reach level 30. After all, it takes very little time to evolve from the unicorn beetle to the giant needle wasp stage. In the game, as long as you upgrade your level to level 10, you will be able to evolve into a giant needle wasp. In the anime, the one-horned insect only takes 2 or 3 weeks to complete the evolution time that other Pokémons need for several years. Moreover, although Pokémons like the giant needle bee evolve quickly, their strength is still relatively normal. Except for a few, of course. For example, the giant needle wasp owned by Team Rocket's boss Sakaki. That is the existence of a king level strength. It can be said to be the strongest giant wasp in the Pokémon world. However, at this moment, Zarshan unexpectedly encountered a level 50 giant needle bee, which also made him very surprised. If based solely on level, this giant bee is probably not far from the strength of a king. In the Pokemon game, the level range of king level Pokémon is between level 55 and 65. Championship level Pokémon are between level 65 and 75. Zarshan's eyes flashed, intending to conquer this giant needle bee. Then, Zarshan directly sent Pikachu to fight it. Not long after, Pikachu smashed this level 50 wasp into pulp. While Needlebee was hit by Pikachu's electromagnetic wave and was paralyzed, Zarshan directly threw out the high-level ball. The yellow and black ball drew an arc in the air and accurately hit the giant Needlebee. Buzz, 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 buzz. After being absorbed by the high-level ball, Needlebee struggled violently and quickly broke free. However, what came was another high-level ball. After throwing out 3 high-level balls in a row, Zarshan finally subdued this huge Needlebee. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering the giant sting bee. Ding. The Pokémons carried by the player are full and have been automatically transferred back to the PC. The giant bee looked at it and unexpectedly discovered that this giant Needlebee has extremely high ratings. Needlebee level 50 gender, female attributes, insect, poison features, insect premonition hidden features, sniper size, tall life ratings, purple attack ratings, gold defense ratings, purple special attack ratings, gold special defense ratings, purple speed ratings, gold comprehensive combat power. 360 intimacy. 50 skills. Poison Needle LV4, Random Attack LV6, Rage LV3, Pursuit LV6, Energy Gathering LV4, Poison Impact LV4, Malicious Pursuit LV3, Poison Caltrop LV5, Missile Needle LV6, Poison Attack LV7, High Speed Movement LV5, Recklessness LV4, Deadly Needle Sting LV3 carrying. Accessory, none. In addition to having high ratings, this big Needlebee has learned all the necessary skills. If combined properly, it can also be used as a main ace. Zarshan smiled slightly, closed the giant Needlebee's message, and then walked towards the tree hole under the big tree. Coming to the tree hole, what caught my eyes was a purple and white Pokemon Ball treasure box. Is this the Master Ball treasure box? Seeing this purple Pokemon Ball treasure box, Zarshan was also stunned, and then a look of surprise appeared on his face. He also didn't expect to find a Master Ball treasure chest in a place like this. There are 3 types of treasure chests in the game. One is the Poké Ball treasure chest, then the Advanced Ball treasure chest, and finally the most precious Master Ball treasure chest. Zarshan opened the Master Ball treasure box on the ground, and a message appeared in front of his eyes. Ding. The player opens the Master Ball treasure chest and obtains the special accessory Incomplete Silver Feather. With a Hundredfold buff, the special accessories Incomplete Silver Feather is upgraded to a Complete Silver Feather. Zarshan was also a little surprised when he saw a magic feather that emitted a silver light appear in his hand. Is this silver feather the feather on Lugia's body? Thinking of this, Zarshan fixed his gaze on this silver feather and its information was immediately revealed. Silver feather, a magic feather that emits silver light, a token of the legendary Pokémon Lugia. Carrying the silver feather has a certain chance of meeting Lugia. That's true. When Zarshan saw this information, he was also ecstatic. In this case, there are also clues about Lugia. After checking the tree hole and finding nothing else, Zarshan left here. Not long after Zarshan advanced into the Lost Forest, a girl in a red dress and a sun hat appeared in front of him. Seeing that girl, Zarshan also had a surprised expression on his face. Could it be that this girl is a fan? After thinking about it, Zarshan planned to step forward and ask. However, after getting closer, Zarshan discovered that something was wrong. Generally speaking, NPCs in the game should not have levels. However, Zarshan saw a class sign on the girl in the red dress. Moreover, the level is not low, at level 60. At this moment, the girl also noticed Zarshan's figure. After looking at it, she ran in another direction. Zarshan was stunned and quickly shouted, "Hey, wait. However, after the girl heard Zarshine's call, she ran even faster, as if she hadn't heard her. Seeing this situation, Zarshine was also speechless and chased after the girl helplessly. However, in the blink of an eye, the girl had already disappeared from Zarshine's sight. "Are you running so fast?" Zarshine stopped, frowned, and looked around, but did not find the girl. What happened to that NPC just now? Why is there a level mark on his head? This is something Zarshine can't understand. Chapter 145 Ghost Pokémon, Zoroark. Just as Zarshine was thinking, a rustling sound was suddenly heard not far away, as if someone was approaching. Then, a little girl suddenly emerged from the grass. This little girl was wearing a red dress and a sun hat. Surprisingly, she looked just like the girl Zarshine met just now. When this girl appeared before Zarshine's eyes, Zarshine was also stunned. What's going on? Zarshine was dumbfounded. Didn't this NPC girl just now run away? When the little girl saw Zarshine, she was stunned for a moment, and then her face showed a hint of surprise. "Hello, are you a real person?" The little girl looked at Zarshine for a long time, and asked with some uncertainty. Hearing this, Zarshine had more doubts in his heart and replied, "I'm a Pokemon trainer. I was tasked by Investigator Dengu to come here, to look for a girl called Zaromi. Do you know her?" After hearing this, the girl said in surprise, "Ah. Dad sent someone to look for me? That's great. I'm Zaromi." "You're Zaromi." I felt a little relieved. It would be completed, as long as he brought this girl back to Island 2. However, at this moment, Zarshine discovered something. The top of the girl's head in front of her did not have the same level of information as when she saw her just now. "Zaromi, did you run away after seeing me just now?" Zarshine asked doubtfully. "No, big brother, we haven't met yet," the girl said, shaking her head. "Brother, what's the matter?" Hearing this, Zarshine frowned and said, "I just saw a little girl who looked exactly like you. After seeing me, she ran away." "Zoroark," the girl said with a smile. Later, the fan explained again, "I got lost in the Lost Forest a few days ago and accidentally saw a Zoroark living in the Lost Forest. That Zoroark saw me after that, turned into me, and kept wandering around in the Lost Forest. I've been looking for it for the past few days. It's really distressing." Listening to the little girl's explanation, Zarshine finally understood that the little mystery he met before was transformed by Zoroark. In this way, it can also explain why the level information appeared on the girl earlier. Zoroark is a Pokémon that Zarshine is no stranger to. This Pokémon was introduced in the Pokémon movie, Zoroark, King of Ghosts. Originally, the practicality of this Pokémon was quite good. Its mind-blowing properties allowed it to pretend to be the last Pokémon on the same team and confuse the opponent. The most practical thing is to combine it with skills such as double return and surprise, with which excellent results can be achieved. However, after the appearance of the Elf Fairy, the status of this Pokémon simply plummeted. However, overall, Zoroark's ability is quite good. "Then that Zoroark, do you know where it is?" Zarshine asked. The young girl smiled and said, "I know where it lives, but I don't know if it is. It's there now." Zarshine smiled and said, "Take me there to take a look." The young girl said with a smile. Me nodded. Later, under the leadership of the little girl Zaromi, Zarshine came to a zigzag jungle deep in the Lost Forest. At this moment, in the back-shaped jungle, there was a girl who looked exactly like the girl Zaromi. The level information was displayed on this girl's head, and she is the little fan that Zoroark transformed into. After the girl saw Zarshine, her eyes were slightly shocked, and then she wanted to run away. However, at this moment, the little girl said, "Zoroark, stop, don't run." Hearing the little girl's cry, Zoroark transformed into a boy and immediately stopped. He turned his head, looked at the little girl, opened his mouth, and what came out was not human words, but a fox-like cry. Immediately afterwards, a light suddenly surged out from the girl's body. Then, the girl's figure changed and returned to Zoroark's original appearance. However, what surprised Zarshine was that this Zoroark turned out to be one with purple hair. Generally speaking, the normal Zorok should have red hair, while the glowing Zorok should have purple hair. Then, the flashing Zorok walked towards the direction of the two people in Zarshan. Zorok, where did you go? I've been looking for you for a long time. The girl Zaomi said angrily. Zorok shouted a few times, as if she was saying something. The young girl said helplessly, okay, I understand. Please return my backpack to me first. Zorok nodded when she heard this, and then walked into the jungle not far away, and then rummaged around for a while. When I came back, I already had a pink backpack in my hand. After Zorok handed the backpack to the girl, Zaomi, she shouted a few times. The young girl smiled, touched Zorok's head and said, Zorok, I'm going back. Zorok shouted a few times, and there seemed to be some reluctance in his eyes. After seeing this, the little girl's fan sighed, thought for a moment, and said, Zorok, are you willing to go with me? Woo, Zorok shouted and rubbed against the little fan. The fan seemed to understand Zorok's thoughts, and said with a smile, okay, then come in. Then, the fan took out a Pokémon ball from her backpack. Zorok also touched the button on the Pokémon ball at this time, and then his entire body was sucked into it. When Zarshan saw this scene, he was also a little speechless. Originally, he was still thinking about subduing this Zorok, but now it seems that he obviously has his heart. Moreover, this kind of thing that can conquer Pokémons without relying on battle can only be found in this kind of plot. After the young girl subdued Zorok, the two of them circled around and finally left the Lost Forest soon after. When the two of them arrived at the village's boss Azoku had disappeared. Thinking about it, Zarshan should have left Mother and Child Island after defeating them. The young girl was a little surprised. After all, when she came here, the boss Azoku forced her to, so she ran towards the Lost Forest. Moreover, if Zorok hadn't saved her life, the boss Azoku might have bullied her. You know, the boss Azoku clan has been rampaging on Mother and Child Island for more than half a year. It suddenly disappeared, and many residents of the island were still not used to it. However, after a while, there was cheering. When Zarshan and the little girl Zaomi entered the city, the shops in the city had already reopened. The originally deserted streets were filled with people. Seeing this, Zarshan just smiled. After all, he was the one who chased away those Basozakus. Without staying too long on Mother and Child Island, Zarshan and Zaomi arrived at the pier of Mother and Child Island. However, when the two of them ran to the pier, they found a girl dressed in a nurse uniform waiting for them. This girl in a nurse uniform is none other than Joy from the Pokémon Center. After seeing Zarshan, a smile appeared on her face. She walked up to Zarshan and said, I finally waited for you. Miss Joy, what's wrong? Zarshan asked doubtfully. Joy smiled and said, I came here specifically to thank you for chasing away those Basozakus. Hearing this, Zarshan was also slightly surprised. He didn't expect Joy to be waiting for him at the pier for this reason. No need, chase away those Basozakus and restore the peace of the past on the island. I believe that, as long as you are a trainer, you will help. Zarshan shook his head and said. Hearing this, Joa looked at Zarshan with some admiration, but she still said, although I said that, I still want to thank you. I have something here, I hope it can be useful to you, Joa. Saying that, she took out a small box from her pocket, and handed it to Zarshan. Zarshan took the small box in a daze. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining Joai's gift item, Giant Stitch's Mega Evolution Stone. 100 times the benefits. You will obtain the amount of Giant Stitch's Mega Evolution Stones x 100. When Zarshan saw this message, he showed a surprised expression on his face. He didn't expect that what Joai gave him was actually the evolution stone of a giant needle bee. He just tamed a giant needle wasp and only needed this evolution stone. Thinking of this, Zarshan thanked Joai. Then, the two of them bid farewell to Joai and boarded the boat towards the second island. Chapter 146 Z Bracelet, The Trapped King. After about half a day, Zarshan finally returned to Island 2 with the girl Zaomi. When researcher Denghu saw his daughter Zaomi, a surprised expression appeared on his face. Zaomi, are you back? Yes, Dad, I'm back. The girl Xiaomi nodded and said with a smile. Then, the father and daughter hugged each other tightly and acted out a touching scene of father and daughter together. As for whether he was moved or not, I don't know. Anyway, the plot unfolding in front of Xiaomi is almost like this. After the scene of the father and daughter reunion ended, researcher Deng Hu finally came to his senses, then walked up to Xiaomi and held her hand. Kai, thank you for helping me find Xiaomi. Thank you so much. Researcher Deng Hu said with gratitude on his face. Xiaomi felt a little embarrassed when researcher Deng Hu held his hand. He silently parted from her, then shook his head and said, "It's nothing. This is what I should do. If she's missing, I don't even know what to do." Researcher Deng Hu said, shaking his head. After a pause, researcher Deng Hu said, "In order to thank you, I prepared something." Then, researcher Deng Hu found a bracelet from the laboratory, handed it to Xiaomi, and said, "I got the ring on this bracelet by chance. According to the test, it contains a powerful energy that can act on Pokémons. But I haven't figured out how to use it. This bracelet, I'll give it to you now. I hope you can find its use, and it will be useful to you." When Xiaomi saw this bracelet, he was also stunned. "Isn't this the Z bracelet? I was still wondering how to find this bracelet in summer, but I didn't expect it to appear here now. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining the special accessory, Z bracelet. Players who have the Z bracelet can allow Pokémon to use powerful Z moves during battle. When using Z moves, the player's physical strength will be consumed 100 times. With the blessing of income, the special item, Z bracelet, is upgraded to Super Z bracelet. Players who have Super Z bracelet can allow Pokémons to use powerful Z moves in battle without consuming the player's physical energy. Seeing the upgraded Z bracelet, a surprised expression appeared on Xiaomi's face. In other words, he can use Z moves an unlimited number of times in battle without consuming physical energy. His Pikachu was wearing a smart Pika Z with this Z bracelet. Pikachu's strength was almost doubled. Thinking of this, Xiaomi's heart was also filled with ecstasy. After Xiaomi chatted with researcher Deng Hu for a while, he planned to say goodbye. Now that the side quest was completed, the next step is to complete the main quest and retrieve the remaining sapphires from Team Rocket. After Xiaomi left Happy Game City, he released the fire-breathing dragon and flew towards the frozen island of 4 islands. Most places in the 7 islands region have a tropical climate, but the frozen island is the strangest existence. On the frozen island, there is ice and snow all year round. The island is surrounded by a frozen ocean, and there are many ice Pokémon living there. The frozen island is the home of Kona, one of the 4 heavenly kings of Kanto. When she was a child, she first came into contact with the Pokémon here, and she still lives here, and comes back to visit them from time to time. Xiaomi learned from researcher Deng Hu that a week ago, Kona, the 4 heavenly kings of Kanto, had returned to the frozen island. One thing Xiaomi doesn't understand is that since he knows that frozen island is the hometown of Kona, the 4 heavenly kings of Kanto, why do the Rockets people come here with sapphires? You know, in the Kanto area, the Pokémon Alliance hates Team Rocket and suppresses them to the utmost. Knowing this, Team Rocket still dares to go to the icy island. Isn't this seeking death? Could it be that, just for the legend of the frozen bird on the icy island, Team Rocket took risks? For this legend, offending one of the 4 heavenly kings and attracting the hatred of the heavenly kings is too high a price, right? After flying over the sea for a long time, the icy island also appeared before Xiaomi's eyes. Xiaomi made the fire-breathing dragon speed up and rushed towards the icy island. Finally, soon after, summer arrived on the icy island. After landing on the icy island, Xiaomi first went to the island's Pokémon Center to inquire about the location of the 4 heavenly kings' home. After knowing the location of the 4 heavenly kings' home, Xiaomi rushed over there. However, when Xiaomi arrived at the 4 heavenly kings' home, he found that the 4 heavenly kings Kona were not at home. This couldn't help but make Xiaomi frown. However, just as Xiaomi was deep in thought, a violent roar suddenly erupted on a small island not far from the frozen island. The roar formed a sound wave and spread in all directions. Even on the frozen island, such a violent explosion could be heard. Zarsha naturally saw the explosion and his expression changed slightly. Could it be that the people from Team Rocket have already started to act? Thinking of this, Zarsha quickly released the fire-breathing dragon and rushed towards the small island. The small island beside the frozen island is called the Frozen Waterfall Cave. The frozen ice here never melts all year round. It is said that the legendary Pokémon, the frozen bird, lives here. Of course, rumors are just rumors and I don't know whether they are true or not. When Zarsha arrived at the small island, there were countless ice Pokémons running outside in panic. Because of the previous explosion, the frozen waterfall cave suffered a large-scale collapse. However, fortunately, the entrance to the frozen waterfall cave is still intact and has not collapsed. Zarsha let the fire-breathing dragon find a place to land and then entered the frozen waterfall cave. Entering the cave, there is a world of ice. Just by looking at it, you can feel the coldness in it. However, at this moment, the frozen waterfall cave was in chaos. Zarsha frowned, then followed the cave passage and walked into the depths. At the same time, somewhere deep in the cave, a group of Team Rocket members wearing black uniforms with a red R tattooed on their chests were busy operating the machine. The huge explosion just now was caused by them. The goal is to lure the frozen bird into the ice lake. However, what they did not expect was that the ice of the glacial lake was extremely hard and countless explosives were detonated, but they were unable to completely explode the ice. This made the Team Rocket members look surprised. At this moment, Team Rocket's leaders Garm and Carter frowned and looked at the extremely hard lake in front of them, feeling agitated. Not far away, a mature and beautiful woman looked at Team Rocket's actions and sneered. She was not in a very good condition at the moment. She was a little depressed, and she was also tied up. Not only that, all the Poké Balls on her body were confiscated by Team Rocket. This resulted in her being unable to break free from Team Rocket's restraints. This woman is none other than King Kona, one of the 4 heavenly kings of the Kanto region. Kona sneered and shouted, "Team Rockets, you can't break the 1,000-year-old ice. Stop getting your hopes up. You can't wake up the freeze bird." The face was so gloomy that it was almost dripping with water. The hardness of this 10,000-year-old ice really made them somewhat helpless. They have basically used all the methods that can be used. Even if you use dynamite to blow it up, it won't explode. It's so difficult. Chapter 147. Things are actually very simple. Seeing this situation, Team Rocket's Garm discussed with Carter and decided to increase the amount of explosives. They didn't believe it. This 10,000-year-old ice was really as hard as iron. Soon, at the urging of the 2 leaders, the Team Rocket members placed detonating devices one by one in the deep pool, frozen by thousands of years of ice. Boom. 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 As several huge explosions sounded, a crack suddenly appeared on the surface of the water condensed by thousands of years of ice. Although the crack was not big, only a few centimeters wide, it gave Team Rocket a glimmer of hope. The 2 Team Rocket leaders showed a hint of joy on their faces and asked their men to place explosives again. When the 4 heavenly kings Kona, who was tied to the side, saw this situation, his expression also changed. "Team Rocket, stop it." However, facing the shouts of the 4 heavenly kings Kona, the 2 leaders simply ignored them and continued to let their men detonate. Boom. 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 Thanks to Team Rocket's tireless efforts, the 10,000-year-old ice of the cold pool was finally destroyed. As the tens of thousands of years of ice was shattering into fragments, deep in the cold pool, a Pokémon bad with a blue body was sleeping, and at this moment, it suddenly opened its eyes. A cold light flashed in its eyes, and then the entire bottom of the cold pool suddenly underwent earth-shaking changes. I saw countless ice powers surging from all directions, forming air currents in the water and converging around the frozen bird. At this moment, the frozen bird also unfolded its body and floated up. It already knew that someone had broken through the 10,000-year-old ice on the surface and disturbed its sleep. Team Rocket and others looked at the cracked ice with relieved smiles on their faces. It's not easy to finally break through this 10,000-year-old ice. The eyes of the 2 rocket leaders flickered slightly, sensing that the temperature around them suddenly dropped a few points, and they knew it in their hearts. The frozen bird has awakened. Quickly, prepare the control device and the capture device. After hearing the order, the Team Rocket members became busy again. The devices they were carrying were prepared in an orderly manner. After completing the installation and debugging of the device, everyone looked at them in surprise. A huge azure bird spirit emerged from the cold pool and hovered in the air. Frozen bird. The two Team Rocket leaders were shocked when they saw the frozen bird appear. Okay. Plan to capture the frozen bird and activate the control device. Following this order, the Team Rocket members quickly activated the device. At this moment, 2 iron rings were thrown out from the control device, enveloping the frozen bird suspended in the air. The frozen bird, which had just risen into the air, saw a trace of confusion flash across its eyes when it saw the 2 iron rings shooting towards it. What is this? While the frozen bird was stunned, a powerful current suddenly erupted from the 2 iron rings and enveloped it. Seeing this, the frozen bird opened its beak, and an icy bolt formed by the power of ice instantly burst forth. However, after the icy bolt collided with the electric current, it exploded with a huge bang. The 2 iron rings were not repelled by the frozen bird's icy bolt. Instead, they pierced through the bolt and enveloped the frozen bird's figure. Not only that, after surrounding the frozen bird, an even more powerful electric current erupted from the iron circle than before. The frozen bird was hit by this powerful current and suddenly let out a scream. Since it is a Pokémon bird, electric attacks will cause too much damage to it. So, the frozen bird began to struggle violently, trying to break free from the iron ring. Seeing this, the two leaders of Team Rocket sneered and ordered, "Continue to increase the frequency output. Stun him." Yes. Instead, he was trapped in the iron circle. He became increasingly weaker under the powerful current that erupted on him. Frozen bird. When Kina, the bound 4 heavenly kings, saw Frozen Bird's situation, his face changed drastically, and he was very anxious. However, now that she was immobilized, she couldn't do anything at all. Frozen Bird's situation became more and more critical. Under the bombardment of electric current, Frozen Bird quickly lost consciousness. Seeing the frozen bird become unconscious, Kona was anxious and didn't know what to do. What should I do? I'm immobilized now. Even the Pokémons in my body have been taken away. Observing the surrounding environment, hoping to find some ways to solve the problem. Just as Team Rocket gathered Frozen Bird, a figure suddenly appeared in the cave. This figure was naturally Zarshan. He followed the direction where the sound of the explosion came from just now and searched for it. After wandering all the way, we finally arrived at this cave. As soon as he entered the cave, Zarshan saw the scene inside. At this moment, Team Rocket has successfully controlled Frozen Bird. Not far away, there was another figure being restrained. Zarshan was also a little surprised when he saw the bound figure. Isn't this the 4 heavenly kings, Kona? How could they be caught by Team Rocket's people? Zarshan's eyes flashed, and he planned to rescue the 4 heavenly kings, Kona. Then, he took advantage of Team Rocket's focus on the frozen bird and moved towards Kona's position. Hello, do you need help? Kona was worried about Frozen Bird's situation when she suddenly heard a voice coming from her ears and was startled. Then, she quickly turned around and saw a young man wearing a red and white shirt, blue pants, and a peaked cap standing behind her. Who are you? Kona's eyes looked at Zarshan full of alert. After all, at that time, a young man suddenly appeared and said that he wanted to help her, which had to put her on the defensive. When Zarshan heard this, he smiled lightly and whispered, Kona King, commissioned by Dr. Jinhu, is here to retrieve the sapphire in Team Rocket's hands. Hearing Zarshan's words, Kena was slightly surprised and said in surprise, is it Dr. Jinhu from Destiny Reunion Island? Let me help you untie it first. After saying that, Zarshan untied the rope tied to Kena's body. With Zarshan's help, King Kona finally regained his ability to move. He moved his body, that had not moved for a long time, and was somewhat paralyzed. Hiding behind an icicle, he looked at Team Rocket, and found that Frozen Bird had landed on the ground. An anxious look flashed across his eyes as he whispered to Zarshan, we have to stop them from catching the frozen birds now, but it's a pity that they took all my Pokémon to get them back like that. Only then can we stop Team Rocket. When Zarshan heard this, he shook his head with a smile and said, King Kona, the matter is actually very simple. Kenna looked stunned and did not understand. Then, Zacian arrogantly walked out in front of Kona's shocked eyes. What are you going to do? Kona's expression changed and she exclaimed. However, Zacian had already left and had no time to stop him. At this moment, the two leaders of Team Rocket looked at the weak frozen bird in front of them with a sinister smile on their faces. The plan to capture the frozen bird seems to have been successful. Now, as long as it is subjected to the Master Ball newly developed by Dr. Nanbo and teleported back, the plan will be completed. What happened earlier? Not only did the plan to capture the flame bird fail, but a precious Master Ball was wasted. At this moment, Carter, who was also one of the Rocket's resident Carters on the 7 islands, looked towards Garm and said, calmly asked. Hearing this, Garm's face was also very ugly. He sighed and said, this guy came out of nowhere. He's really too powerful. There are more than a dozen of us. They attacked him together, but they were actually defeated. That person is definitely not only at the level of a king, but may even be at the championship level. But that person seems extremely young. I've never heard of him. What kind of young champions have appeared in the league in recent years? Failure is failure. There's no need to make excuses. When this mission is over, you can go back and explain the situation to Boss Sakaki. Carter snorted and shook his head coldly. He said coldly. Hearing this, Garm's face became even more livid. Then, Carter ignored Garm, took out the experimental Master Ball that Dr. Nanbo gave him from his pocket, and threw it towards Frozen Bird. The Master Ball drew an arc in the air and was about to hit the Frozen Bird. Suddenly, a golden beam shot out from a distance and hit the Master Ball in midair. In an instant, the Master Ball disintegrated and turned into fragments, falling to the ground. This scene caught the attention of all the Team Rocket members, and they were immediately dumbfounded. What is going on? When Carter, the leader of Team Rocket, saw the shattered Master Ball, his expression suddenly changed and he shouted, "Who is it?" All the Team Rocket members turned around and looked in the direction of the electric light with unkind expressions. I saw two figures standing in that position. One was the Kona from before, and the other was naturally Zacian. And in front of Zacian is his Pokémon, Pikachu. When Team Rocket leader Garm saw Zacian and Pikachu, he felt as if he was seeing a ghost, with a look of horror in his eyes and a scream. Is that you? For Zacian, Team Rocket leader Garm simply hated him to the core. If it wasn't for him, how could the plan to capture the flame bird fail? If it wasn't for him, how could it be broken? If Dr. Nanbo handed over his Master Ball? At this moment, Zacian appeared in front of him again. How could this not scare him? Chapter 148. The terrifying strength shocked everyone. He hasn't forgotten the terrifying combat power of Zacian's 6 Pokémon. Forget about the powerful Charizard, Biting Landshark, Menace, and the legendary Pokémon Freezing Bird. That green caterpillar is simply outrageous. Not only does it know the dragon type ability Dragon Wave, but its strength is unreasonably strong. With just one move, most of his Pokémon lost their ability to fight. Is it still a green caterpillar? The members who had previously gone on missions with Team Rocket's leader Garm also recognized Zacian at this moment. They haven't forgotten Zacian's terrifying strength, and all of their faces showed expressions of fear. The other Team Rocket members were all bewildered and confused when they saw their companions showing such expressions. Who is this young man? Why were they so scared after seeing him? Seeing this situation, another Carter, frowned and asked in confusion, Garm, what's going on? Who is he? Hearing Carter's question, Garm's face was extremely solemn at this moment. He's the person I told you to stop our plan to capture the flame bird. Team Rocket's leader Garm took a deep breath and said slowly, his voice filled with fear. Carter was also stunned after hearing Garm's words. He is very clear about Garm's strength. Apart from the 4 generals of Team Rocket, he and Garm are the strongest among the other Carters. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to become permanent Carters on the 7 islands. But now, Garm said that this ordinary looking young man in front of him had defeated them. How is this possible? Garm, do you mean that he was the one who stopped your plan to capture the flame bird? And he also defeated all of the more than a dozen of you Pokémon? Carter asked with disbelief on his face. How is this possible? Your strength is not far from the king level, and the personnel carrying out the mission are all elite level? How can he defeat them all by himself? You must know that Garm's strength also ranks high among his rockets. For this new island plan, the headquarters specially transferred most of the elite members of Team Rocket in order to successfully complete the task of capturing the legendary Pokémon. But now, Garm actually said that his plan was blocked by this young man. How could he believe it? Carter, I'm not lying to you. The Pikachu next to him just destroyed the Master Ball developed by Dr. Nanba with just an electric shock. Don't believe it? You can ask the team members who were with me on the last mission. Everyone knows how terrifying it is. Gam pointed to the people standing next to him. Carter turned to look at the Team Rocket members next to Garm and found that what Garm said was true, and everyone nodded. This scene also made Carter's brows become tighter and tighter. When he looked at Zacian, his eyes became serious and he was thinking about what to do next. According to what Garm said, will her plan to capture the frozen bird this time also fail? Hey, I didn't expect to meet you again. It turns out that you are here too. Zacian naturally recognized the Team Rocket Carter Garm, who was in the lamp volcano last time, and greeted with a smile. At this moment, King Kona, who was beside Zacian, also looked surprised. What is going on? She still knew Garm, the leader of Team Rocket, and her training strength was close to that of a king. It was thanks to the joint efforts of Garm and Carter that Team Rocket captured her. But what does she see now? After seeing the young man in front of him, Team Rocket leader Garm's expression obviously changed. He was obviously very afraid of Zacian. Therefore, this had to surprise Kona. Team Rocket Carter Garm also looked ugly at this moment. His cold gaze fell on Zacian. A killing intent flashed in his eyes. Wow, I didn't expect you to dare to stop our rockets. You're so ungrateful. I won't let you succeed this time, face. Oh, really? Is it just because you have a few more people? Besides, even if you have more people, I still have a king here with you. Team Rocket, there's nothing to worry about. After hearing this, the corner of Kona's mouth twitched, with an embarrassed expression on her face. There are no longer any Pokémon in her hand. When the Rocket's Carters on the other side heard this, they all looked mockingly, as if they were looking at idiots. Carter looked at Zacian and said, wow, I think you've misunderstood the current situation. King Kona's Pokémon Ball is now in our hands. Weak. It's just an illusion that you defeat us. Really? Then I'll try it. Zacian said lightly. Boy, you're so arrogant. If you're so disrespectful, then go to hell. The Team Rocket leader snorted and then waved his hand, and the Team Rocket members behind him also understood what he meant. He quickly released the Pokémon he was carrying. I saw white lights flashing and more than 40 Pokémon appearing in the cave. On average, each Team Rocket member carries 3 Pokémon, but their level is only around level 30 or 40. Seeing this situation, King Kona also had a worried expression on his face. Even if he brought a full team of Pokémon, it would be extremely difficult to win in this situation. In his opinion, Zacian was just a slightly powerful trainer. Although the Pikachu now was well cultivated and very strong, it would probably be extremely difficult to deal with 30 or 40 Pokémon. In this regard, Zacian just smiled lightly and didn't care about the number of Pokémon at all. In the face of absolute strength, no matter how large the number is, it is useless. Not to mention that Zacian also obtained Researcher Denghu's Z bracelet, and Pikachu's strength has now doubled. Using the Z move is enough to kill most of Team Rocket's Pokémon. Thinking of this, Zacian directly released the remaining Pokémon. In an instant, Charizard, Biting Landshark, Menace, Green Caterpillar, and Frozen Bird appeared in front of everyone. There is actually a frozen bird. How is this possible? King Kona also showed a surprised expression on his face after seeing Zacian's frozen bird. Carter, the leader of the Rockets on the opposite side, was also extremely surprised. However, another Carter, Gamu, was already somewhat immune. After all, he had already seen the frozen bird during the plan to capture the flame bird, frost bird, blizzard, Charizard, hot wind, bite landshark, rock block, green caterpillar, dragon wave. Following Zacian's order, Terrifying energy fluctuations erupted in the cave. In an instant, 6 attacks bombarded Team Rocket and the others' Pokémon. Faced with such a terrifying attack, the faces of Team Rocket and others changed drastically, with a look of horror in their eyes and disbelief on their faces. How is this possible? How could it be so powerful? I'm afraid the power of the moves unleashed by the legendary Pokémon is not that powerful, right? Team Rocket quickly called on their Pokémon to dodge and counterattack. However, because the summer Pokémon's level is too high and its skill mastery has reached the maximum level, its power is terrifying. Although Team Rocket and others reacted and gave orders, they were attacked by Zacian's 6 Pokémon. In an instant, most of the Pokémon fell. Not only that, even the Pokémon that have not lost their fighting ability have already fallen to a low point in physical strength at this moment. Even if he still has the strength to fight, Zacian can easily defeat him. How is this possible? Seeing this scene, the eyes of the 2 members of Team Rockets widened with horror and disbelief on their faces. More than 40 Pokémon were unable to defeat 6 Pokémon. This subverts their worldview. At this moment, King Kona beside Zacian also widened his eyes. His face was full of disbelief, and his mouth opened wide, as if he could stuff an apple. The young man in front of me definitely has more than king level strength. In fact, not even the champion can compare to him. Who is this person? Where did such a powerful person come from? The only one who can compare to him in Kona's memory is the young man who became the league champion just a year after his debut. Perhaps only he can have the power to fight with the young man in front of him. Chapter 149 The Defeat of Team Rocket, The Legend of Kai. Zacian saw that most of the Pokémon that were members of Team Rocket had fallen, with a smile on their faces. How? After hearing this, the 2 members of Team Rocket looked ugly. They also didn't expect that these 6 Pokémon on Zacian would be so terrifying. Most of their 40 plus Pokémon fell in an instant. And looking at the expressions of the 2 Team Rocket leaders at this moment, they were obviously frightened by the strength of Zacian's 6 Pokémon. What surprised Team Rocket leader Garm even more was that the young Pikachu was not as powerful as it is now. In just a few days, Pikachu has become very powerful. In the attack just now, Zacian's first 5 Pokémon only played a supporting role. The final harvest comes from Pikachu's tens of millions of volt attack. Master Garm, Master Carter, what should we do now? Sir, most of our Pokémon have fallen. We are no match for that young man. His Pokémon are too strong. They are so powerful that we can't defeat them at all, and their combat power far exceeds ours. The rest of Team Rocket looked at the Tokadas. This is the first time they have encountered such a situation. In the past, when going on missions, even if they encountered the King of the Alliance, as long as the Rocket leaders were there, they would still be able to fight back. But now, they see no hope of defeating Zacian. Shut up. Team Rocket leader Carter shouted. Although he also knew that these people in front of him would not be able to defeat this young man who appeared out of nowhere. But this plan is extremely important and cannot be overlooked. What's more, they have reached the critical moment of success. If they retreat now, all their previous efforts will be in vain. He also did not expect that this time the members of the elite team they led would be defeated by a young man. He did not even dare to imagine what the consequences would be for them if this matter were to spread again. Seeing the fear on the faces of these men, Team Rocket leaders Carter and Garm also understood that they were already scared and had to make a decision immediately. Thinking of this, Carter, the person in charge of the frozen bird capture plan, gritted his teeth. He understood that the frozen bird capture plan could no longer be completed, and now he could only retreat first. After all, if they leave here, it will definitely be a huge loss for the Rocket's branch stationed on the 7 islands. Team Rocket leader Carter took another look at the sapphire on the capture device next to him. We can't keep this. With this thought flashing through his mind, Carter said to Garm, Garm, let's retreat. Team Rocket leader Garm nodded solemnly. Then, Rocket's leader Carter's eyes fell on Zacian, and he said coldly, boy, our Rockets will remember you. Just wait. Zacian didn't take this threat seriously. However, when King Kona heard this, his expression suddenly changed and he exclaimed, no, they are going to escape. King Kona was quite experienced with Team Rocket's actions, so when he saw after the Rockets said the harsh words, he already understood. Team Rocket is retreating. Sure enough, just as Kona finished speaking, Team Rocket threw out smoke bombs. Bang, bang, bang. A series of explosions sounded, and a thick fog of smoke suddenly filled the ice cave, blocking all line of sight. When Zacian saw this situation, he also frowned. Charizard's hot wind blows away the smoke. Hearing Zacian's order, Charizard spread its wide wings and waved. Immediately, a hot air current erupted, dispelling the smoke. However, when the smoke disappeared, the people from Team Rocket had already disappeared. Zacian raised his eyebrows, but he didn't expect the people from Team Rocket to escape so quickly. In the cave, only an unconscious Freezebird and some of Team Rocket's capture devices were left. Beside the capture device, there are 3 Pokémon Balls, which are the Pokémon that King Kona took away. After King Kona saw it, he quickly ran over and put it away with a face full of surprise. Seeing this, Zacian smiled slightly, and then his eyes fell on Team Rocket's capture device. However, when he saw that the capture device did not contain any sapphire, Zacian's brows also wrinkled. Don't you forget to take the sapphire with you when you run away. Zacian shook his head helplessly. It seems that this mission is not over so easily. At this moment, King Kona walked up to Zacian and said with a smile, "Thank you for helping me just now and successfully preventing Team Rocket from capturing the frozen bird." Zacian waved his hand and said, "This is what I do. By the way, what should I do with this frozen bird?" King Kona thought for a moment and said, "Let it stay here. After it wakes up, it will enter the cold pool again." Zacian nodded. "Okay, let's get out of here first. After Team Rocket's bomb exploded just now, this cave has become unstable and may collapse at any time." King Kona looked at the cave, where ice and gravel were constantly falling, and said Zacian. Zacian was naturally aware of it, and then he and King Kona walked out of the frozen waterfall cave. Later, Zacian, led by King Kona, came to King Kona's residence. "By the way, I don't know your name yet." King Kona said to Zacian with a smile, "You can call me Kai." Zacian smiled and said, "Kai?" Hearing this name, King Kona's face was obviously shocked, and a look of surprise flashed in his eyes. Seeing King Kona's expression, Zacian also noticed that something was wrong. Zacian had some doubts in his heart and asked in puzzlement, "What's wrong? Is there a problem?" King Kona was silent for a long time, then came back to his senses and said, "It's nothing. His name is very similar to someone I know." Just shocked. After hearing this, Zacian's face showed a look of surprise. "Similar name?" Exclamation mark. Could it be that this Kona is talking about the legendary Kai? Exclamation mark. The reason why Zacian was named Red was based on the character Red from Pokémon. But now that I heard Kona, the 4 heavenly kings of the Kanto region, say this, I was naturally a little surprised. Is it possible that Kai also exists in this game? Exclamation mark. King Kona smiled and said, "The person I know is called Chihang. Like you, he is also a powerful trainer. He comes from Zengxin City in the Kanto region. He only debuted for a year and became a powerful trainer. With great strength, he defeated our 4 heavenly kings and became the champion of the Kanto Alliance. After becoming the champion, he did not stop practicing. He gave up his position as champion 2 years ago and traveled all over the world. After hearing your words, I was a little surprised, and just like you, he has an extremely powerful Pikachu and Charizard." Zacian also widened his eyes after hearing Kona's explanation. Damn, is it really Kai? Could it be that the plot he entered was the plot map of the Pokémon game? He remembered that the rake was a plot he encountered before was from Ash Ketchum. If you put it this way, this game is a stitching game of the Pokémon series. Maybe we can meet Zyozzy and Kai in the future. Thinking of this, Zacian's heart suddenly became excited. Zyozzy, Chai. Zacian really wants to meet these 2 protagonists of the game. Chapter 150 Time Island, Team Rocket's base. Zacian then chatted with the 4 heavenly kings Kena for a while and asked them for information about the rockets. After all, when Team Rocket retreated, they took Sapphire with them. I learned from Kona that Team Rocket has a hidden base on Time Island, 5 of the 7 islands. This was what Kona heard from their mouths when he was captured. Zarshian's eyes flashed, and it seemed like he had to go to the 5 Time Islands. After thinking for a moment, Zarshian said, King Kona, I still need to retrieve the sapphire that was stolen from Team Rocket's Juan Island Pokémon Center. Time is running out, so I'll leave first. However, at this moment, King Kona suddenly said, wait. Zarshian paused when he was about to leave, turned around and looked at Kona, and asked doubtfully, King Kona, is there anything else you can do? I have something here that I want to give you. I hope it will be useful to you. Kona, the 4 Heavenly Kings, paused and said. He then took out a red game console-like thing from his pocket and handed it to Zarshian. This is the first generation Pokémon illustrated book newly developed by Dr. Romu in the Kanto region. With this illustrated book, you can obtain Pokémon Alliance certification and take it anywhere within the Alliance's coverage area. Of course, I'm giving you this illustrated book. It's so moo. The doctor asked us to help him select some powerful trainers to help him collect some data on the Pokémons. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining the special accessory, first generation Pokémon illustrated book, with a 100-fold benefit. The first generation Pokémon illustrated book has been upgraded to the National Pokémon illustrated book. With the National Pokémon illustrated book, it can be used as an Alliance voucher to drive to any area covered by the Pokémon Alliance. Zarshian was stunned for a moment, and then took the Pokémon illustrated book. In this case, have you obtained the qualification to enter the entire region? Exclamation mark. Thinking of this, Zarshian also showed a smile on his face. Then thank you, King Kona. After bidding farewell to the 4 Heavenly Kings Kona, Zarshian released the fire-breathing dragon and flew towards the Island of Time. The Island of Time is to the east of the Frozen Island. The Island of Time is a group of islands, and the main city is still located on the 5th island. The urban population of Island 5 has increased recently, and the number is increasing, but it is still not very large. This island was managed by a big family, but it was stolen by Team Rocket and built the Team Rocket branch on the island. The west side of the 5th island is a water labyrinth, and the north side is the high-level resort. Its owner is Qiuhui. Her favorite thing to do in her free time is to explore the Cave of No Return. Rumor has it that, if you defeat her, you will receive a special gift. This information was learned from the island residents after Zarshian arrived on the Island of Time. Zarshian also searched for the area where the family was located, but he did not find any clues about Team Rocket's base. Later, Zarshian came to a high-end resort and planned to ask Qiuhui to see if he could get some useful information. After all, Qiuhui is the most knowledgeable person on the Island of Time. Soon, Zarshian found the staff at the high-end resort, inquired about it, and learned that their boss Qiuhui had already gone to explore the Cave of No Return. Zarshian was a little helpless and had no choice but to go to the Cave of No Return not far away. Strictly speaking, the Cave of No Return is a labyrinth of underground caves. Every floor inside is very similar, and if you take the wrong step, you will return to the bottom floor. So many people never leave here in their entire lives. After Zarshian entered the cave, he searched the first floor and found no one. Zarshian frowned and continued to search intently. Finally, on the east side of the first floor, he found the entrance to the second floor. After passing through a dark passage, Zarshian arrived at the second floor. Just after entering the second floor, a middle-aged uncle with a backpack appeared not far from Zarshian. He should be someone who came to explore the Cave of No Return. However, he now looked anxious, looking around in panic, as if he was lost. Seeing this situation, Zarshian quickly walked over. Uncle, did you meet the owner of the luxury resort, Miss Qiuhui? Just as the middle-aged uncle wandered around, a voice reached his ears and startled him. So, the middle-aged uncle quickly turned his head and was relieved when he saw a young man wearing a red shirt, blue trousers, and a peaked cap. Hey, why are you walking without making a sound? You're scaring me to death. The middle-aged uncle patted his chest and said complainingly, "Are you looking for Miss Qiuhui? She's on the 3rd floor of the cave." The middle-aged uncle calmed down and said to Zarshan, "Okay, thank you uncle." Zarshan nodded and said with a smile. He looked at the middle-aged uncle and said, "Uncle, do you want to go out? The exit is on the east side." The middle-aged uncle rolled his eyes at Zarshan angrily and said, "Of course I know. The exit is on the east side, but it's gloomy here. There seems to be something sinister." Zarshan smiled and shook his head, then walked towards the 3rd floor. After searching for a long time on the 3rd floor, she finally found the owner of the luxury resort, Qiuhui. However, she seemed to be in trouble now. Her eyes were dull and aimless, spinning in circles. That situation was like a ghost crashing into a wall. Seeing this situation, Zarshan frowned. What's going on? After thinking about it, Zarshan walked over with the intention of waking up Miss Qiuhui. Miss Qiuhui. After Qiuhui entered the 3rd floor, her sight went dark, and then she fell to the ground. When she woke up again, she found that she was in a strange space, not the cave of no return she knew. She wandered around this space, but couldn't find a way out. As time passed, she felt extremely anxious. What should I do? What should I do? A legend suddenly came to her mind. It is said that there are some powerful ghost-type Pokémon living in the Cave of No Return, which can disorient those who enter the Cave of No Return. She had visited the Cave of No Return many times before and found no Pokémon. Therefore, these rumors are dismissed. However, today she discovered that she seemed to have been tricked. Most likely, she was disoriented by the ghost-type Pokémon. Thinking of this, Qiuhui panicked again. However, at this moment, Qiuhui suddenly heard an incoming call. It was an unfamiliar voice. Who is calling me? Qiuhui thought, and then felt a sharp pain. Stimulated by this severe pain, Qiuhui finally woke up. She slowly regained consciousness and saw a young man wearing a peaked cap appear in front of her. She was shocked and exclaimed, "Who are you?" Zarshan was a little embarrassed by her surprise. She said helplessly, "Miss Qiuhui, I saw that you were unconscious, so I specially woke you up." "Is that so?" Qiuhui was stunned, and after thinking about it, it seemed that this was indeed the case. He had just fallen into a strange space and lost his way. Thinking of this, Qiuhui said to Zarshan, "Thank you very much just now." "Oh, okay, Miss Qiuhui, I have something to ask you." Zarshan said. "What's the matter? Tell me." Qiuhui said. Zarshan looked at Qiuhui and asked, "Miss Qiuhui, do you know where the rocket space is?" After hearing this, Qiuhui was suddenly shocked and looked at Zarshan in horror. "Who are you? How do you know about Team Rocket?" End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.